So your group has already well settled into the Crystal Fox. You've met each other, you've been hanging out in the city and just sort of getting your bearings for the past few days. A lot of you found your way here based on different rumors, looking towards adventure. One of you is an actual local. That would be Dolimir, a dwarf who used to work in the mines until after a few misadventures with some of the local Feyfolk inside those mines, has taken towards being a little bit more active about protecting the community. But the rest of you are mostly from other places, here to try to make a name and or fortune for yourselves. Or for your own other agendas. But your cover story is at least adventure and fortune. And at this exact moment, it is 11 o'clock in the morning, and brunch is being served in the lounge of the Crystal Fox.
Damn it! I really wanted to do my introduction. Damn it, it's fine. Literally just, call me maybe. Okay, I'm done. But it's fine. Just kicking her feet.
Wait, Grace, how old are you?
Grace, what are you?
I'm an age.
What are you?
Yeah, just everything about your character now.
Hi.
What are you?
I am a dwarfy boy. My name's Dolimir. In human years, I'm about 25. Don't know
You're
those.
older.
But in dwarf, it's like, what, 100?
Sounds about right. You know, these days. Time is a construct. I'm more on like the hippie side. I'm vegan. Boy, oh boy, am I ready for a good adventure today.
Cute.
Lunan
Okay,
is
I'm back.
Lunan is walking the room and serving food and, saying hi to people and like getting to know new folks in town. A couple of very new people have come in and started asking questions, so she's sort of standing by the table telling the story of the time that Mantis and Lamlath were surreptitiously doing business in the basement that has a casino and a fight club that she whispers as she looks around, but like stage whispers, because that's really where her money comes from.
Wait, who's whispering this?
Lunan.
Oh, my fucking god.
We love her.
Yeah. Who's Lunan?
Is an Eladrin with nice blue hair who is playing a lute, and the song, for any of you who have an awareness of the bardic arts, is one of great renown and very common in these lands, called My Jungle Love, O-E-O-E-O. And the bard is playing the song, but she actually has in front of her a small glass box that has a slight purple glow to it that sits open, and you can tell that the singing is coming from the box, which you find a little interesting. But otherwise, she's keeping to herself and just sort of like providing entertainment. Every once in a while, like Lunan comes over and like refills a drink for her or what have you, but she's just got her own little spot.
I'm gonna stare at the box. I'm gonna waddle over and just stare at the box.
She gives you a slight smile, and doesn't do any, like, continues playing for now, but there's a communication that she's trying to give in her eye of, like, appreciating that you're interested. And about halfway through the song, the front doors open and about 24 small children in slightly raggedy clothes come in. And there's a little bit of, like, an excited hubbub, like a bunch of kids who are going to McDonald's. And they all kind of, like, yeah, they all sort of, like, run around in little circles in the foyer, but they don't really go over towards the lounge area. Like, they're not getting towards you guys, but they, like, run over towards the musician, and then they run over towards Lunan, and they kind of, like, spiral around her, and then they all kind of flood over to the door to the kitchen. Yes. So they're all flocked around the kitchen door, and a young Triton man comes out with a full, basket of, like, little chicken wraps and, like, just starts handing out food to the kids. And, like,
So much. Oh my god.
they all, like, goof and drool all over the place, and they're all excited, and then one of them, like, jumps on his back, and he kind of plays with them for a few minutes, and then while all this is going on, everyone roll me a perception check.
Oh no.
Okay, so After a few minutes, Malachite and Dole, you two are sort of like watching all the kids play and kind of exchanging this odd glance of like, what the heck is all that about? While Kaynite and Nialas, you have a similar look, but as you like look around, you notice that one of the children, maybe about 8 to 10 years old, has broken off. She's a little dwarblin, and she just sort of like is moving through the lounge area, but she's the only one moving through the lounge area. Otherwise, you don't notice anything specific, but Fox and Maybe, you spot as the Dwarblin gets close to Fox, Fox, you catch the little girl going into your purse.
Ooh. Whoa! I like grab their hand. I'm like, if you want money, you can just ask.
So, the Dwarblin sort of like panics and flails a little bit, but doesn't put up much of a struggle because you don't seem like aggressive. Here's the question: are you bringing attention to this fact, or are you like leaning in and being like, "If you want money, I can help"?
Yes.
Okay. So, she sort of like her eyes just kind of look a little sad, and Lunan comes over and gives her like a shake of the head, but like smiles at you very warmly and thankfully. Maybe you see this going on. I'm guessing you're not going to rat on the kid unless you have a specific phrase that you can pull that does that. The little Dwarblin apologizes, and Lunan sort of like gives her a scruff of the head, and then the Dwarblin goes, oh, hold on, and takes out a piece of paper and hands it to Lunan and says, I was supposed to give this to you. I kind of forgot when I went looking for you. And apologizes to Fox again, and then scampers away.
Wait, did she want my money? I'll give her money.
No, it didn't happen. It's okay. But right now, Lunan is opening a note and has a very distressed look on her face.
Oh no.
And as she's standing right by her table, and she just like saw you being helpful and kind, she's sort of like, hey, I have a weird request to make if y'all are up for it. So that little girl works for, or lives with the little urchin camp, and their leader, Gemma, I guess her girlfriend has gone missing.
Ooh.
Oh.
Where'd the kid go?
The kid went back to the other kids.
I'm gonna waddle up to her and hand her a couple silver.
Aww.
And just kind of pat them into her hand because I really can't say anything to her.
She smiles at you and like kind of blushes and then like reaches into her bag and gives you a small glass bird figurine.
Aww.
And then just sort of like vanishes into the crowd, grabs a chicken thingy, and then all the kids sort of scamper away. But as you return to the table, Lunan is reading the note openly.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, all right, so basically, Gemma's a friend of mine. She kind of runs a small little crime circle, but like, you know, you can see that the kids need money, and they're usually not supposed to do it here, and they know that. I mean, Maxie takes good care of them, but they'll hit the rich area of town, and we kind of like the locals turn a blind eye towards it, but sometimes they get in a little trouble. But she did give me a note from Gemma, and it says, Makani missing 3 weeks after going.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh no!
Bitch!
Makani missing 3 weeks after going to the salt basin. Violet went searching 1 week ago. No word since. Send help, please. I'm worried. 1 platinum each.
Oh.
So if any of you would
That's
go
so
talk
sad.
to Gemma
I'd love to help.
yeah. So let me give you some quick directions. Actually, Dolimir, you know that little like right behind the warehouse on the front side of Lowtown, there's like that little hut that looks like it's decrepit and closed down. If you go inside there, there's like a trap door, and it'll take you it'll take you into that little lair, and Gemma should be there. If she's not on the upstairs, she'll be in the downstairs. But she'll give you more details.
I should
But
head there.
I mean, it would be a big help. I mean, I'll knock a night off of your rooms for the extra effort.
Oh, sweet.
And then at that point, a fight starts to break out, and Lunan goes to calm it down.
The kids.
Now,
kids.
at this moment, while all that talk was going on, around the time that she's talking about Violet going missing, the music sort of comes to a stop, like slowly, like at a natural stop, and the bard is packing up and getting ready to leave, but sort of like looks over at Maybe, and like holds the box and kind of like wiggles it in your direction.
I scamper over. I'm still clutching the little glass bird figurine in my hand.
So she like holds the box and like opens it up, and you can see there's a little purple light inside. And then she whistles a few tones, and a voice sort of like adds words to the melody, and then gestures at you.
I repeat the whistle.
And you get the same 3 words.
What are the 3 words?
Just says, on the day. But she sort of smiles at you and like pockets the glass box, and then in sign language says, thank you for visiting, and then Britt packs up her stuff and heads out. But if y'all want to head out now, or if you'd like to talk to other people in the room, you are more than welcome to. The room's just full of kind of a mixed match of a few other adventurers. You could talk to Maxie, you could talk to Lunan. There are options.
Let's talk to Maxie.
My baby.
As the before the performer turns to leave, I kind of just like wave a little bit and I go, "Call me maybe." And like that's all I can muster up. It's my weird way of saying goodbye because I have no actual way to say goodbye.
So she goes to like sign the letters and like watches your face to see if you register what she's signing.
I don't think I know sign language.
Okay. So she sees the puzzlement and then
wait. I've got a solution for this. I can cast comprehend languages.
Oh, I'll allow that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna burn a spell slot to cast comprehend languages, so I can understand language.
So as she signs it, you find out her name is Eva.
Eva.
Would I be able to mimicry sign language? How would that work? I just really awkwardly do it with my fingers, and I don't think I'm doing it right.
Do you have hands?
I do.
Okay. I don't know. I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
like if you have like
leathery and strange looking.
Oh, cool. So yeah, you can absolutely. I will absolutely allow that.
Okay. I try to sign her name. I probably do it very poorly, but I try.
I mean, it's a little sloppy, but she smiles in appreciation at the effort.
I just wave.
And she waves back and then vanishes through the door as everyone gets up and like heads over towards the kitchen, and like Maxie's just finally like brushing his hands off as all the kids scamper out with food, and then he kind of looks up at the 6 of y'all and's like, oh, I mean, I'm gonna make your food soon. I didn't want to. I'm sorry if you guys were needing it sooner. The kids just come by every time on this time of day, and I try to help them out. But if you guys are hungry and in a hurry, I can definitely get your stuff done now.
It is okay, child.
No, don't worry about it.
I just shrug.
Or did you guys need anything?
Just a beer, please.
I take out a little notepad and I write booze and meat, and I hold it up to him.
So Maxie sort of looks over at Lunan and like raises what look like his eyebrows, and she sort of like nods and she makes the drinks, and then he goes and gets some like jerky and stuff and makes a little package for y'all of whatever rations you want for about a day or two, depending on what you decide you need.
Yeah. Thank you, good friend.
If you have food, you have a thing to do should you choose to do it, and you know how to get there. Does anyone have any reason not to go right now?
Nope.
Cool.
The only reason would to be asked, but I guess I'll go.
Let me just make sure I'm not down towards Gemma's place. And Dolimir, you are well aware of the route, and for all the rest of you, you've been in the town for about 3 days, give or take. And for the most part, you've been on the main road, and you know there's like a rich part of town, but you're definitely in the poor part of town right now. all the houses are a little run down. There are a couple people just sort of like hanging out on their porches and like trying to cool off, and they all look a little bit overworked and a little tired, and you know, their clothes are in need of mending. But I mean, nobody looks like completely destitute, but they're all a little on the ledge of that concept. And it's mostly like dwarves and dwoblins down here, not a lot of the variety you saw up on the main roads. But as you head towards the big warehouse on the left, there is also a few small huts on the right, and one of them looks like it's been completely abandoned for a while, and there's some weird boards over the windows. The whole thing looks closed up, and Dolimir sort of like looks at the front door, and then looks at the side door, and based on what Lunan told you, you head over to the side door, pop it open, go inside, and you can see the desk. There's a little trap door that is no longer even pretending to be hidden anymore. So you guys pop it open, head downstairs, and you can hear the children all in like a little side room as you hit the downstairs, and then at the long end of the hallway, you see a desk with a wood elf woman sitting at it. So you're welcome to interact with the kids if you want, but otherwise you can basically head down and pop your head into the main office.
I go right for the main office, and I just kind of like bust in there, and I'm waving, and I go, "Hey, I just met you. Call me maybe."
I just met you too. Call me Gemma.
I let my Mako just go play with the kids. My little familiar. So I just drop him down, let him go play, and just walk into the other room.
Oh my god, the kids are eating that up.
We got word that someone's missing, and we would like to help in that situation.
Oh, Lunan sent you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so I don't know if you all are familiar with some of the legends and like rumors in the area, but the Makani who went missing is the Makani from all the stories. She's in sort of a split relationship. She dates my girlfriend, and I date my girlfriend, and my girlfriend kind of sees both of us. We had a little bit of a falling out after I took over this job, so that went a little weird. But she went down to visit there's a little secret inn down in the southern woods that we don't really, like, the population up here doesn't really pay much attention to, but the hunters all visit frequently. And the fishers also. But she was gonna go down there to like check on a few things, and then she was gone for 3 weeks and nobody had heard anything, and people who were coming up from there had not seen her, so we started to get worried. And Violet, about a week ago, went to go follow up and see what was going on, and she's vanished, and I haven't heard anything, and now I'm really worried and upset, and I don't know what else to do. I would go myself, but I'm the only one watching over these kids. The oldest one out of them right now is 13, because the last two who aged up they're off on their own thing now, so I don't have them to lean on anymore.
Understandable. Yeah. So, any like rumors of like violent people out there, or beast or something like that could harm them?
If we're looking for rumors, hold on one second. Hey, Dodo, would you come down here? And then that same little dwoblin who was pickpocketing comes running up, and she just sort of like looks at y'all and she goes, "Oh, okay, I was minding my own business." And she goes, No, it's not that.
I wave enthusiastically at her.
Oh, she smiles at you with like a slight confusion, but she like waves back. But then Gemma's like, "So, what's the word on the street right now? Like, do you have any rumors that might help with people heading into the southern forest to look for Violet?" And she thinks for a second, and then runs back to the room of kids, and then runs back about a minute and a half later. And during that minute and a half, if you guys want to like ask any questions, do anything, but otherwise you can just like look around the room, you can explore a little, or you can...
So, I'm gonna look through Mako's eyes and listen to what he can hear while he's out there.
Interesting.
I'm gonna poke through the office.
I am going to make a wisdom saving throw for my little dodo here. Ooh, that is a fail. Okay, so what you see through Mako's eyes and ears, and hear through the ears, Dodo's down there and like, okay, so there's people who were at the tavern who I was like, working over. They're all here now, and they're looking for rumors. And then one of them goes, did they find out that you pickpocketed them? She's like, yeah, no. I mean, I'd already got caught, but I don't think the ones who I got money from did. I don't think they noticed yet. So I don't think we have to worry about that. Just make sure you keep it hidden. And but that's not the important part. What do you guys have for stories lately? And a few of them are just like, I haven't heard anything. And one of them talks about there being a. One of them talks about hearing about the inn in the woods. Oh yeah, I heard that people were talking about their secret inn down in the woods for the hunters and fishers, and like nobody up here really knows. She's like, no, they're already going there. That's not helpful. Oh, there was an old cleric who went missing like a year ago, and people have said that they saw him down by that inn recently. Okay, that's a weird one. Oh, I heard that the Silver Vein has a brownie that helps out with the cleaning and fixing of the potions. Okay, that's not related at all. Oh, I heard that the miners have been hearing a lot more knockers and seeing a lot more blue caps lately. I mean, that's not helpful either. Oh, there's a Naiad shrine that kind of has popped up on the riverbanks just a little bit north of the that inn. That might be something. But I don't think any of this helps. I don't know. Well, I'll go tell them. But everyone keep your mouth shut and just be innocent. And they all sort of like drop their heads slightly and like look at her with their wide eyes, and she's like, perfect, do that the whole time. And like she runs back up to y'all and she's like, I have a couple of rumors, I just don't think any of them are useful. So there's a Naiad shrine that showed up a little bit north on the riverbank by the inn. But everything else, there's some knockers in the mines and some blue caps in the mines. The Silver Vein has a brownie, and an old cleric went missing last year, and they think he's been seen by that same inn. But like no other stories of people going missing, no monsters, nothing like that.
Odd.
So yeah, if there's nothing else, I'm just gonna go. I'm probably gonna go out for a little bit actually. And Gemma sort of like nods at her, unless anyone wants to intervene. Nialas. Okay. So, wait. Oh, I thought I heard Benny. Never mind. So Dodo scampers off. Goes back about, actually just leaves the entire den. Sorry, so, yes. So that is how much money is missing from people. I don't know how many of you know that yet. That's a question of whether Nialas has told anybody. Nialas knows his money's missing, but the rest of y'all won't know until you go to buy something. All right, so.
I don't say a word.
Damn.
Oof. Shady.
Does anyone... Oh, somebody was looking around the room. Who was doing that?
Me, maybe.
Okay. So for the most part, there's like a few boxes and crates. And the ones that don't have lids, you can see that there's like bits of jewelry that aren't worth a lot of money. Weird little like statues, trinkets, tokens. Clearly these are things that the kids have pickpocketed off of people over time that they have not been able to like resell anywhere. Or that there's like a little case up on a shelf that has really valuable things that you're pretty sure just haven't been resold because they're too rare to like that they're just kind of waiting until things cool down.
How high up is that box?
It is within arm's reach for sure.
Is anybody paying attention to me?
Gemma at the moment is preparing a map for you, so Gemma is not paying attention. Everyone else can roll perception against your stealth check. Or Grace like stumbled into them and distracted them at the last second. But yeah,
with her lack of grace.
So you kind of like do a yawning stretch and then just sort of like scoop a little object into your palm.
Yeah. Whichever one is the most sparkly.
So you have a blue sapphire that is about the size of a robin's egg.
Ooh.
It's actually like a part of a teardrop necklace on a silver chain. But it's just one big sapphire with like a little bit of a silver connector and then like a thin chain that it connects to.
Yep, that's just going in my pocket for now.
That is all yours.
It's going on like my inner pocket. Like I have like a secret pocket like inside my dress that's like right by my armpit. I'm just gonna keep it there.
There were so many phrasing moments in that. Anyway.
No.
But so that is the exploration. Does anyone have any questions for Gemma while she is making the map to show you guys how to get to the inn?
Oh, yeah, I'd be like, do you have a description on the missing people?
Oh yeah, that'd be good to know.
Yeah. Crap. Actually, if anyone has, Leah, if you remember what Makani looks like, or Liv, you're here.
I am.
If you know what Makani looks like, that would be great.
She was she's a tall blue chick with some brown hair, like Genasi.
Ah.
Yeah. And Violet is a wood elf with, I think, long blonde hair and green eyes, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but we're sticking with that for now.
Okay.
Does she also seem to be marking where the Naiad shrine was?
She doesn't, but you do see that the river is marked off, and it's like where the inn is, and the inn is about an hour south into the forest, but it is actually on the riverbanks because there's a little dock off of it that the people will often fish off of, and based on the description, you can easily assume that a little bit north of that would probably be a shrine somewhere.
Okay. Alright. That's all I care about.
Yeah. And she actually marks 2 routes, one that shows how you can get there by following the river, and one that shows you how you can use the southern road to exit the town that way and then cut across. So she sort of shows you guys the map and indicates both routes, and she's like, so if you go this way, it'll probably be a much easier journey with a more stable ground. You can probably move faster going through the forest, but you might run into some creatures because it's nature in the woods. If you go by the waterway, obviously it's sandier. The silt along the banks is a little loose sometimes, so you might end up hitting some marshy areas, but it's a more of a direct route with a lot less chance of running into anything strange.
Gotcha.
Can I want to press like a little silver piece into her palm. Just like really on the DL.
Interesting. Are you making any sort of indication? Okay, so what is your goal for this?
Like, cause like she made this map for us and stuff, so I want to be like, thank you. So I like press a little gold piece in her palm. Like the kind of thing where it's like your uncle like comes up to you with a 5 and like puts it in your pocket, like, shh, don't tell anyone.
So
my uncle with the pepper spray.
When your uncle puts something in your pocket.
No, like a shirt pocket.
When your
as
uncle
she's
puts
handing
something
you
in your tit pocket.
No.
So she rolls up the map and hands it, and like reaches out with it, and you graciously take it and then shake her hand, putting the gold piece in there, and she like feels it and kind of, her eyes only narrow the slightest bit as she looks at you, and she's just sort of like, you see this quick calculation of confusion before she elevates her eyes to you and sees your clothes and kind of like goes, oh, okay.
Oh, you're like dripping money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets it very quickly. But yeah, so you guys now have the map, and she, after she hands it over and like puts her hands casually in her pockets for no specific reason, she also stands up and adds, and I mean, if you want to try to backtrack her route, she probably went through the southern woods because she's a wood elf also, so I think she would have felt more comfortable going the hunter's route, but I think the inn was her goal. So if you want to start there and backtrack out, that also might work. But find out information. If you find her, bring her back, and I'll reward you either way. If there's a chance that you get her back in one piece, then there'll obviously be a bonus for you. I clearly have resources, but I just don't have the time and the ability to abandon the kids to go check myself.
Mm-hmm. We'll
thank you.
Do our best, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you need at the moment that I can help with? Or like I might have some sort of weapons or something here that we've pulled off people at different points without realizing that we were grabbing a weapon instead of something valuable. But you guys look like pretty well armed, so I don't think
I'm gonna waddle up to her and be like, scribble on my notepad, shield with a question mark, and hold it out.
Shield. Hey, is Dodo still here? No. Hey, do any of you remember where the sled went? Oh yeah. And then you hear clop, 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 and this little tiefling child with hooves for feet just like bolting down the hallway with the shield and like jumps on it and slides into the room.
Is that Mantis's
Is this his son?
illegitimate child?
Probably.
One of them. Wait,
No,
what?
But for the moment, it is just a small purple tiefling with a shield that looks like it probably will add +2 to your defense.
Looks like it.
It's a nice simple buckler that is big enough for a 6-year-old to sit on comfortably.
Oh my god. I'm small. How will I be able to carry this thing?
Do you want me to carry it for you?
No,
I mean-
I need to use it.
Well, it's a
Well,
small
I can
buckler,
toss it
so
to
like
you.
for
Wait.
you, like on your body, it would look like Captain America's shield. If like Malachite was wearing it, it'd be like a gauntlet shield.
Okay. I put the shield on one arm and attempt to play my mandolin while the shield is strapped to me.
Roll me a performance check.
I just want to see if it'll work. I need
Yeah.
to test this. That is a 13.
I'm gonna say that you quickly figure out how to position it on your arm so it doesn't screw you up.
Dope. Okay. Bam. Okay. Lovely.
Yeah. We're just gonna go ahead and add a +2 to your defense as soon as I remember where I put that sheet. Here we go.
Do I see anything in the room that might be arcane of any sort? Like magic scrolls, just any type of glyph or rune writing anywhere?
Roll me an investigation. Nothing is blatantly popping out at you, but let's see if you spot anything like in a corner or under something.
Total is 20.
Oh. Let's see what you find. So, as you're kind of like scanning the room, as she's like giving that final offer, does anyone need anything? You don't see anything here, but as you're like calling back your familiar and like tapping into the senses, you quickly see that under one of the kids' beds is a little rolled up scroll.
Don't
And
you
can
dare, that's under a kid's
That's a kid.
bed.
On the edge of it, you can see like little glyphs on it that clearly indicates some sort of arcane something.
Alright, I'm gonna have Mako just go under the bed, and since I'm looking through his eyes, I should be able to at least kind of see what it is, and I'm gonna like unroll it a little bit just to see it before I swipe it.
Yeah.
Little bunny hands unrolling it.
That's a kid's bed, like kid's thing.
We just
What if-
checked
what
it
if
out.
the
It's not gonna
kid-
make it yet.
What if the kid has fireball? What does the kid need fireball for?
It's like giving a kid a gun. Like, you don't need that.
Yeah, don't recommend.
Let's see.
It's wish.
No,
It's fucking weird.
God, that would be brilliant. No, let's see here. It is an illusion spell. You can make out that much based on how much the rabbit has unrolled it, and you can tell it is a not a basic spell, probably a novice spell, a little bit more potent, and it has something to do with protecting yourself from detection.
Okay. Just because I don't know if this works or not, I'm gonna ask you because I would have probably have tested this before.
Yeah.
I can bamf out my familiar and then have him reappear in front of me. If I bamf it out from under the bed, would the scroll come with? Or would it not?
What?
Sorry.
I mean, one of the kids like screams when it happens, but like there's a big popping sound, and yeah, the rabbit appears before you, and the scroll is like right under the paws.
Cool. And I'm just going to unfurl the scroll in front of Madame and just be like, I would like this.
Madame.
She takes a quick look at it and kind of goes, I think that's just a blur spell. Yeah, no, that should be fine.
Ooh.
Those kids shouldn't have that.
I give it a nod and put it inside my robe, and I'm like, that is for copying later.
So yeah. So you guys have a map, you have a scroll, you stole a sapphire. Anyone else? Oh, and you slipped a gold piece. Does anyone else have anything that they want to do before exit?
I want to turn to Fox and be like, I'm good with directions. May I take the map and lead us the way?
Oh yeah, sure.
Lead us the way.
Yeah.
I've never really had to get around on my own, so it might be better if you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have the
So-
big guy in front, you know.
As everyone turns to leave, Gemma just sort of like taps your shoulder and reaches over, Fox, reaches over you and like into your shirt pocket drops a small little circular object.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna, I want you to roll a perception check really quick to see if you quite notice it yet. If not, you're gonna notice it on your way out, but like...
8.
Okay, so yeah, you don't notice it yet. But at some point later, when you do find it, it'll become obvious what it's for, so I will tell you then, but for now, don't worry about it. So yes, you folks head out, and you are on the main street again for the border between Lowtown and the main roads. So, which way would you like to go? You can head towards the southern road, or you can head towards the riverbank. If you want to take the river, I will allow the party to be split.
No. First rule of D&D, never split the party.
Oh, but I have very different rules, as you've already found.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, splitting seems like a bad idea.
Especially if there's only 2 of us.
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, you guys would be splitting to the safer road. So if it was a 4 to the safe road and 2 towards the forest, I'd say that's a bad idea, and I probably wouldn't allow it. But like, this isn't the worst split.
Yeah, but someone needs to be around to heal.
Okay.
Fair
Nialas is like, okay, we take road that way, but river back?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
good
I think this is an
negotiation.
acceptable.
Well, he just wants to be near the water anyways. That's his thing.
Yeah,
So
totally.
he's just
But,
like,
Homesick.
Road there, river back.
Did you catch that, Benny?
no.
Take an inspiration point. I liked that little bit of in-character negotiation.
Yeah.
So, you head west, back towards the main thoroughfare. As you hit that split, where if you went right, it would take you back towards the Crystal Fox, you can look left, and you see the southern road heading off into the woods. To one side, you see a small shop called Pleasant Perennials. Now, Dolimir, you are aware that the owner of this shop is a wood elf who has a daughter who's a hunter who has been seen around town with a genasi. So by quick mode of deduction, you figure out that this might be the dad of the person who's missing, who you guys are going to look for at the moment. But it's also a hunter's lodge that might have supplies, arrows, food, basics. So if anyone would like to stop for shopping, you're allowed to. If anyone would like to stop for, or Dolimir, if you want to tell people, or if you just want to stop in to like ask if he knows anything, you can do that also.
I'd love to go in and talk to him.
I'd like to also.
Me too.
I'm gonna walk up with a pre-written note that says healing potions.
Nice. So y'all walk in, and there is a very tired and stressed-looking wood elf man standing behind the counter. And he kind of like looks up and he's like, "Oh, hi." He kind of like that, but tireder. But you know, he just sort of like looks at you all and he's like, "Oh, well, aren't you just the motley crew? What can I help you with? Are you guys going hunting? Anything specific? We have the best baits in town. We have a few traps that I've designed myself. They're very reliable."
I waddle up and I smack the note on the countertop.
He picks up the note and kind of like squints at it for a second, and then like picks up a little like glass and like holds it up as a magnifier and goes, "Oh, I see. Sorry, the old eyes aren't what they used to be. But I don't have any potions here, but I do have this." And he like fishes out a box full of first aid kits.
First aid kits.
Nice.
Okay. On another piece of paper, I flip the paper over, and on the opposite side it says how much.
Each of these is going to be 2 gold. Each one will help stabilize a bad wound, keep something from bleeding. It's not quite as effective as the potions, which will like help restore vitality itself, but like it'll keep you from losing more blood, which is nice.
I think for a minute, and I'm like, "Oh wait, I have spare the dying. I don't need that." Okay. And I just I take my note back and I put another one on the counter that says, "No, thank you," and then I pull it back and I waddle away.
As you waddle away, he goes, "We also make really good paper if you need blanks for your notes."
I immediately whip around and waddle back to him.
He takes out a nice stack of. He takes out 2 stacks actually. They're both about standard size, but one of them is a pile of like wood pulp paper, and the other one is like vellum made from skin.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what vellum is.
Yummy.
I was about to say that's what this guys calm down.
Yeah.
I hold back up the note that says how much.
He puts a hand on the stack of paper and says, the wood pulp is 1 copper per page, and the vellum is 1 gold per page.
I put 50 gold on the table. I'm like, "Can I get 50 gold's worth of fine inks and paper?"
He hands you a stack of 50 sheets of vellum. Or wait, paper? Or vellum?
For magic to magically infuse.
So yes, vellum, and he's like, "Yeah, here's 50 sheets of this. I will throw in, here's a large bottle of ink and 2 quills. I'll throw those in. They're totally, that, I think I have like 10 sheets left after that. This is probably going to take care of the shop for the next few days. I appreciate this, sir."
I point at the vellum stack and I hold up 5 fingers.
I slide 5 over to maybe
That's fair.
for my stack.
I shake my head, push it back, and I point enthusiastically and again. Hold up my finger. I want to buy my own. I want to be helpful.
Oh. So he just sort of like looks between you two and just sort of goes, "You know what? I'm just gonna put this 10 sheets that I have left here, and you guys can split them up however you want."
I just hand over all 10 sheets to maybe.
Okay. But he does accept the 5 gold. He just is basically giving you a discount of 5 free sheets for all the sheets that just got purchased. He also gives you a bottle of ink, or a smaller bottle of ink, because you obviously need less. And he like picks up a quill and goes to hand it to you, but he's like, "Do you need a quill, or do you make them from your own feathers? Like, I don't want to be rude, but."
Make them from your own feathers?
Okay. And he assumes that you're just like stating that that's what you do. So he's got a little bit of a, like, he's still tired, but he's smiling now and just sort of like, do you guys need anything else?
I'm like bouncing on my toes now, and I go, "Call me maybe."
Oh, my name's Worcester.
Oh wait, is that the guy that Theoria went on a date with?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Same town, 10 years later.
Wait, what's his name?
Wow, now
again?
he's double sad.
Worcester.
Worcester.
Like the sauce?
That's
Close.
No, like this town.
Yeah, but with no T. It's Worster.
What's that?
Worcester.
Worcester.
But you friends with Violet?
Violet.
I am.
It's a bad thing to assume we are friends if we are asking what your daughter's name is.
Yeah.
Well, no. To be fair, he said, "Is your daughter's name Violet?" Which means that he thinks that she knows Violet, and that he's just confirming that he's her dad, or that he knows her somehow.
No, I said, what's your daughter's name? In
Yeah.
the least creepy way. I didn't say a dang name.
Yeah.
I no, wait. You said Violet. I heard you
No,
say
she
Violet.
did not.
No,
I
she
didn't say
didn't.
a
Oh
name.
no, I said Violet. Maybe you said Violet.
Oh.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, Jenna.
He kind of like, there's a little bit of a shadow that goes over his emotions at that point, but he's like, I mean, Gemma's a good kid. She used to work here, but yeah, she's kind of taken a weird role in things lately. But yeah, we're just gonna assume that he's already outed himself, and his tiredness has made him blurt out things he wasn't supposed to. Then,
Yep.
so yes, he is admitted to being Gemma's dad, or Violet's dad, and he understands that Gemma is somehow attached to y'all, and now he's a little bit wary of you because he doesn't know what that attachment is. But so, were you guys looking to talk to her? Because she has actually been away for a while, a little bit too long, actually.
You know where she
Yeah,
may
we're-
be?
Very aware she's missing.
Yeah.
Sent out to look for her.
Oh, wait. So Gemma said,
Violet may have gone to.
I mean, she was going down to look for Makani. Last I heard, there's a little hunter's lodge, like an inn where the hunters tend to hang out, and do fishing and trade stories and what have you. It's kind of buried out in the southern woods. If you head straight south on the road, there's a not obvious path that it'll be about a mile or two down, and then off to the left. There's a big arch of trees where, like, it's obvious that people have walked through there often. It's just not really designed as a path. It's kind of like defined by the fact that there's been footfall and killed all the grass there.
Neat. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys are going looking for her, let me know if I can help in any other way. I mean, you've also kind of bailed me out of having to worry about my bills for the next couple days. So, like, if there's anything else in the shop that you can use, please let me know.
Does there seem to be anything useful?
There's Bill.
So as you look around, here's the things you see. There are arrows, there are empty glass bottles, there is a stack of blankets, there's a couple of shovels, a big box of candles, 3 or 4 flasks, some bait in little cotton packs, a couple of mirrors, the pulp paper, a pair of iron pots, 5 or 6 not wool sacks, 2 bottles of what is marked as scent block, and a little glass case with a bunch of knives, a shelf with some block and tackle on it, the first aid kits, 2 or 3 hunting traps, a big box of pitons, the metal spikes.
Python.
Thank you.
Thank
Some tinder boxes, and then like a little case that has jerky and trail mix and some water skins.
I'm gonna grab a flask.
I'm interested in the traps and the what was it? Probably arrows.
So yeah, the arrows are there's no fancy arrows this time, but they are just little bundles of 20 arrows, and there are the hunting traps. There are like they're set up for small like boar or coyotes or wolves, so they're set up as a like trip rope and a spike trap, so they'll like snap and hit something that trips over the tripwire.
Mm.
And
I'll take that
the
for
scent
index.
block.
The scent block, as you pick it up, he goes, "Oh, that's actually something new that I've been toying with. If you kind of like rub that on your skin as you go out into the woods, it'll keep other animals and predators from noticing that you're there."
I'm like, how much?
Oh, yeah, we should get that.
No. If you guys are going into the woods looking for my daughter, just take what you need. Like, I mean, obviously don't take everything, but like, if you need a couple of these things, I'm not terribly worried about it at this point.
I'm gonna take the scent and a bundle of arrows.
Cool.
I'm gonna take the scent in the flask and throw 5 more gold on his counter.
He like looks at you and smiles and goes, "I'm not gonna say no, but you don't have to leave that here."
I just shrug.
Okay.
I'll take
Trail mix, bro.
some
yeah.
of the scent and leave like double payment on it.
Oh.
I'll grab a candle.
Scents is there's like a little thing marked off by the scents blocks for 1 copper each, so they're actually pretty cheap. The candles are also 1 copper each.
Oh, I get a couple candles too.
Cool.
I just grab a handful of them. I'm like, I gave him 5 gold. I definitely gave him probably more than necessary.
Yes.
So I'm just like, at that point, I'm like grabbing stuff that I think is like just under half of 5 gold's worth.
Gotcha. So yeah.
I'm grabbing 2 flasks and 3 water skins.
Okay.
Do I know how much that would be around?
The flasks, like a lot of the stuff is marked. The flasks are 1 gold, and the water skins are 1 silver. They both look like about the same amount of liquid.
I leave him 2 gold.
Cool.
Are there any more scent blocks?
Yes, there should be 2 more left.
Alright, cool. I'll grab one of those too.
Cool. So yeah, the scent block, it looks like a small bar of soap, essentially, that you can, like, scrub on yourself.
Cool.
And as any of you smell it, it just basically smells like bark and, like, a little bit of animal stink. The easiest way to put it. But basically, it's designed to mask you from nature. So
I like sniff it and be like, that's relaxing.
I throw it on the floor and proceed to roll around all over it like a dog.
Oh my god. He sort of smiles and he's like, yeah, I mean, it's just something I've been tinkering with. It's basically, with all the new city dwellers up in this area who want to go hunting, it seemed smart to make sure that they weren't chasing off the animals with their city smells of soap and you know, fancy threads.
I'll take 1 sniff of it and gag.
He looks at you and he's like, yeah, that's about right.
This smells,
I point at him
looks
and
at your
I say
clothes.
fancy threads.
this smells absolutely horrible. And you know, I might just take being eaten by wild animals over this.
I mean, to be fair, you are technically the clientele. If you were looking to go out hunting, you would be the one most likely to need such a cover-up.
But I smell so nice right now.
I know, but to the animals, you're just a big sore thumb that's standing out in like a 5-mile radius of odor.
But the maid just got me new soap. It smells like mangoes.
Oh, that's what that is. You know, I've only had a mango once. I just couldn't put my finger quite on it.
Doesn't it smell nice? You see, this is what I don't want to give up.
Oh no, I'm not. Trust me. I'm not saying that you smell bad and that this smells better. I'm saying that for the purposes of hunting, like, you make a trade-off every once in a while.
God, who would ever go hunting?
I just say, jungle love.
Oh no.
Oh my god. There are so many lines in that song that you can use, by the way. You should look up the lyrics. It's great.
Yeah, no, I have to kind of re-listen to the song here and there because I don't really know the tune very well. So.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
And obviously, when he talks about card, just replace it with cart.
Can I
want to know ya? Oh wee, oh wee, oh.
Oh jeez.
Sorry, Leah, it sounded like you had a question.
No. Can I just like sneak up behind Fox and be like, oh, but you're gonna get got, and like I'm gonna like shove him, kind of like to scare him, like, oh, what if I'm on like a bear comes and gets ya?
I shriek and jump so high.
I'm gonna be like belly laughing.
Oh, that is great.
He turns, straightens up his little waistcoat, and he's like, that wasn't funny.
It was hilarious, like, right, similar, like, look over at her.
That was one of the best things you've ever done.
Thank you.
All
Do
right.
that to me, you're dead.
You'll bring me back, right?
That's fair.
I'll purposely do what I did to Dad.
Yo!
Whoa.
Oh.
We're leaving.
Okay. Yeah, so you've all have done that visit, and as you head out of the shop, and he gives you a nice wave and a thank you, and wishes you all luck in the attempt to find his lost kid.
You're welcome.
You guys head out the door and bank towards the southern road and start heading down. At this point, it's gone from brunch time, where you guys started at the Crystal Fox, to about 3 in the afternoon. So the walk all the way down to the mile, 2 miles, so it's probably about 1.5 miles if you want to be fair, to the road that has been marked off is probably going to take you until about 4, we'll say. Now,
any water along the way where I can fill up all my water skins?
Ooh. Actually, the water skins are full.
Oh, taller. Never mind.
Yeah. But there are some like bogs and marshes, but not really any clean water en route. And as y'all are heading through, let me just make sure that you guys didn't do any of the things that are going to trigger things.
I'm gonna do all the things.
We're gonna get hurt already. We love that.
Oh, I did end up putting on the scent, by the way.
Oh, good. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. Not bad. All right. So you head down, but basically as you hit that corner where you're pretty sure you're looking at the road that has been mentioned, and as you look at the map, like the landmarks that have been indicated, they're a little iffy. But like you can see a big rock there and some 2 trees that are kind of like leaning on each other in a weird way. So you're like, I'm pretty sure this is the road. And if anyone would like to roll a survival check to like confirm the idea that people use it as a road, you're allowed.
So,
well, Malachite did look at it and kind of go, oh no, people use this all the time. Like this is definitely trampled down grass and stuff. Like this is, I mean, it's not a main road, but it's a road.
oh, good.
So yes, you start heading in that direction, and I do need everyone to roll me a pre-qualify. So Malachite and maybe you both hear like soft music playing slightly off the path, not too far off the path, like maybe just behind a few clumps of trees right off to your left, slightly north. But otherwise, if you continue going east on the path, you can see a little bit of light in the distance, but it looks like it's about 1 mile off still, just kind of like peeking between some trees. But you hear a little bit of music just off to the left.
Is it like close? Like if we like go off the trail a little, like we won't get like lost hearing it?
I mean, it sounds like it's close enough that if you like went to go peek behind the trees that you think it's behind, that you'd still be able to see everyone back on the road as long as you knew where people were.
Okay.
I'm gonna go peek.
Actually,
Do you guys
speaking?
tell us, or do you just leave?
I said, I kind of.
Can I hold up a hand to stop the loud bird? I'm like, you can't just go off into the woods. They're strangers, okay?
I just pout.
I'm like, you gotta be sneaky about these things. It's a trap and they're trying to lure us in, okay? You gotta be smart, you gotta think.
I just say,
I'm in.
I respond with, "You're in my way."
Oh my god.
I just throw Mako in the air towards it and just have Mako go running off, and I look through his eyes.
Mel, you have an inspiration point.
Yay.
Okay, so Mako goes running off. Malachite, what are you doing?
I go running up for Mako.
I'm gonna like, oh no. I'm gonna go stalk after them, but
Hey, I'm a stealthy bird. I'm just saying.
Like, sneak better. To follow them. I'm like, fucking hell.
Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna follow them.
Yeah,
I'll turn around and be like, stay fucking put.
No!
Yeah, no, I'm gonna quietly follow, what's the familiar's name again?
Mako?
Yeah, Mako.
Mako mermaids?
Oh my god.
No,
I'm gonna be stealthy as fuck about it.
I'm gonna try to be so stealthy, but I'm kind of dummy thick, so it's hard.
The slap your ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
All right. So, out of all of you, heading in this big cluster towards this sound, only the tiny rabbit triggers the alarm bell.
God
However,
fucking damn it.
we are
Oops.
treating this as the fact that the rabbit was basically off way before the rest of y'all. So, the rabbit bursts through the tree line, unexpectedly stepping out, because you guys were in the woods. You thought everything was going to be woods, and the rabbit was just kind of burrowing through all the low grass, and then suddenly steps out into a little circle blocked off opening, like a clearing. And the rest of you hit the edge of the clearing and stop. So there's a little Mako sitting in the middle of this clearing and looking around, and there's music swelling up from a little mushroom patch in the middle of the clearing.
Oh, fuck.
And then suddenly, Mako has to roll, not initiative, I'm sorry, has to roll a saving throw on dexterity.
Oh,
Eat.
So a small group of, how many pixies? Hold on, I have not actually defined that yet. Oh, that's not that bad, actually. 6 pixies come flailing out of the pile of mushrooms, and one of them takes a quick swipe towards Mako, and clips Mako for just a slight 1 point of damage, but just sort of is confused, and they're all kind of swirling around in a slight panic.
Cool. He has 2 HP left. I'm gonna snap him out of existence. So
Okay.
So he's not in that anymore. And then I'm gonna look around like, hey guys, what I saw over there. Oh.
Yep. So Mako vanishes, and the rest of y'all see the bunny puff out of existence out of being poked. With a small sewing needle, actually, is what the pixie used. And now there are 6 pixies just sort of about the size of Malachite's fist that are kind of buzzing around the mushroom patch in a concerned and confused manner. The music has stopped, and otherwise nothing else is happening at this exact moment.
Would I know anything about them? Would that be a history? No, not a history check.
You could roll me a history check. Yeah,
Oh,
history check works.
okay.
We're gonna call that lore also.
Well, okay. 11.
I mean, you know that you walked into a circular opening, and you understand the idea of fairy rings and pixies being part of that. So you have a loose concept that this makes sense, but only in the very vaguest idea.
Can I
We
check
stepped into a fairy circle?
Well, hold on. Somebody else wanted to check also. So yes,
Can I
you can
try
roll.
for it?
Anyone can roll for history check. If everyone's rolling, I will go roll call again. Okay. So Maybe and Fox, you both have much more of an awareness of the idea of fairy circles and fairy rings. You are also aware enough that you're pretty sure if you leave some sort of food offering on the edge of the circle, they will bestow some sort of blessing on you. But if you invade the circle without permission, that you will be attacked by the small creatures. However, you do not feel that they are a threat in any way, shape, or form.
Alright, I'll share this knowledge.
You can take them in a fight, is what I mean.
I can just slap them like a fucking fly. Just, ew.
I'm just gonna waddle up with
They're super tough to hit, but yes.
I'm just gonna waddle up with a cookie I was keeping in my pocket, and I'm gonna leave it at the edge of the circle.
Yeah, I'll leave little biscuit? Yeah, sure.
I'll leave a bit of jerky.
Oh.
I like being blessed, bro.
Okay, so wait, that's Kaynite did jerky?
Yep.
Maybe did cookie.
Yep.
Fox did a thing, snack. Anyone else?
Trying to double check what I would have.
Um,
I leave a ration, a wonderfully dry ration.
like a
I can
crumb.
give some trail mix.
I don't know what I have.
Would they like some raisins? I'm not a big fan of the raisins.
You fish out a few raisins and leave them the raisins, that's fair.
It counts as food.
So Malachite's the only one who's not participating?
I'm thinking, what do you have on him? Like a carrot, maybe? I don't know.
Maxie gave us some jerky and stuff before we left.
Yeah.
Could I like give them water or something? Like make a little cup out of like a mushroom or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
God.
Oh wait, you might not know they like booze, but maybe and Fox would be able to confirm that would be an acceptable thing.
Mm.
Load them up with some wine or whatever.
Yep. Can
Got my
confirm.
boys. Pour one out for the fair.
All right.
God damn it.
For the rest of this session, you each have a +1 to wisdom checks, both
Sweet.
saving throws
Ooh.
and skill checks,
Is this a temporary thing, or do we just get this now?
just for this session.
Oh. Okay.
But yes, you don't disturb them. You leave a little bit of snacks. As you guys start walking back towards the road, you can like sense the buzzing closing in behind you as they're all like start the celebration back up with a lot more excitement based on the fact that they're finding food.
Aw.
But yeah, you circle back to the road and continue moving east, presumably, unless somebody wants to do anything else with that fairy circle, which, good luck.
Nope.
We Gucci.
I'm gonna
Okay.
put Mako in my bag and just let him have a short rest so he can heal
Aw.
Absolutely.
his one.
And we will say that does repair his 1 hit point.
As we walk away, I'm just gonna play my mandolin a little bit and be like, before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. I missed you so bad. I missed you so, so bad. I don't know. It's like my weird way of saying goodbye.
Do you have an inspiration point yet?
I do.
All right, you
Okay.
can't give her an inspiration point every time she sings.
No, I can't, but that one was more clever, so like I was hoping I hadn't yet. No, but I will not stack inspiration points this time.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, to be fair, I would make the same thing if any of you did a snarky joke that I caught me off guard, or if you did a pun that I really liked, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you beat one of my designs or puzzles in a clever way that I hadn't thought of yet.
That's my job.
Like knocking.
Yes.
Knock,
Like knocking.
We knocked. The puzzle is solved.
Wait, did you like
Oh, shit.
physically knock, or did you use knock the spell?
We
No,
physically
we
knocked on a
just
door
basically
and sent
knocked.
barging in.
Oh my
Yeah.
fucking god.
To be fair, they had a long run at the time of like, let's. What was that one great moment where like you guys walked up to a bunch of old people who were talking philosophy and
Bitches!
Mantis opened with, "What's up, bitches?" and they like silenced you immediately, and then kept going, and you were like, "Fuck."
I still can't believe you did that, you asshole.
Oh my god.
I was doing it as a joke. You're like, what do you say? I'm like, what's up?
What's up, bitches? And Griff's like, all right, that's it.
Well,
You said it.
That's not off character for Mantis either.
Nope. That's why it worked. If you had said that Mantis was like, "Oh, hello, people," I'm just kidding. I'd be like, "Yeah, that makes sense. All with you." Anyway, back to the road. You start heading east again. Otherwise, you don't run into much of any sort of problems. The animals leave you alone because you've used scent blockers and stuff. You don't come across any weird break-offs, or you don't lose the trail. And eventually, you start approaching what is a 2-story wooden, a big wooden inn. It's like, it's built the way a shack would be, as terms of quality of the walls and structure, but like it's larger than you would expect a shack to be able to hold up. But it still looks like it's about a half hour of a walk away. Like you can see it far in the distance, a little bit of a porch poking out between trees and some lanterns and stuff on it. So Dolimir, you have a slight sense as you're walking towards this that you've been walking longer than it should have taken you, and that you don't feel like you're any closer. The rest of you are just sort of like bopping along and focusing on the ground and just kind of putting one foot in front of the other and doing your thing. Malachite, you were specifically like, "Man, I really feel like we're making good time." And Kaynite, you are distinctly aware of the fact that you have been walking for 2 hours and gotten no closer to the actual location.
Yo, we should be there by now.
Nobody
should
else
be
believes
even-
you. Like, and you are welcome to try to express these things, but everyone else, you have to basically be like, no, we're doing fine. Like, this is normal.
Yeah.
So don't put a hand on her shoulder like, sis, I know, like, look it, like,
Malachite, you're stupid.
See it, like, come on.
You are fucking stupid. Please listen to me, Malachite. I am the smart one. You are the buff one.
Rude.
It doesn't feel like
you
we've
are the
been
brawn,
walking.
I am the brains. Please
okay,
listen.
but I'm the brawn when I'm the brain when it
You're
comes
the
to
brony?
nature stuff, and tracking the trail is my specialty. You don't go into the woods, little girl.
This traveling has been taking a while, but I think that's just because we really want to get there. I think we're making fine time.
Yeah, we're doing good. Like, my feet ache, but that's usual.
My feet ache.
She's gonna sigh and shake her head.
Dang it. I am too into Kenku logic. I think that's my big problem. I'm going to end up giving you way too many inspiration points just on Kenku humor.
How far off do we think the building is?
About a half hour. The only reason that, Dolimir. Dolimir has a sense because you do sense that the sun is setting, and you probably should have been there before sunset. Like, you have a loose idea, but you're like, oh, it was just further away than I thought. Kaynite, you're definitely like, it is getting dark. We started this shit like noonish, and there's no reason it should take this long. This is crazy talk.
And if I reiterate that, they'll just be like, "You're, it's fine."
Yeah. Nope. Everyone else is just sort of like, nope. This isn't as weird as you think. Like, it's darker. It just feels darker because we're in the woods. It's not really as bad as you think. Like, once we get there, it's gonna feel sunnier. Like, the lights are gonna come in. They'll give you all the justifications possible.
All right, she's just gonna sigh and give up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So y'all continue walking, and by the time you get to the actual inn, it is twilight, like 10, 11 p.m. And you finally reach it, and you're all a little bit more tired than you probably should be. But as you get there and you see the nice stone columns and the marble staircase, and you climb up onto the nice porch with really well reinforced structures and the big ornate mahogany doors, they just sort of swing open, and you see this nice grand ballroom with all these fancy accoutrements, and there's a little fountain in the middle, and there's a chandelier spinning above head, and there's a bunch of people in really nice clothes who are sort of dancing around it.
This looks lovely.
This is a little too fancy for a woodland inn.
This looks kind of like my uncle's cabin.
Don't be so judgmental, you fool.
I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying this is a little much for a place that's for just outdoorsy type people, not ballroom dancing.
And as you say that, there's one boy who's probably he's a human. He's probably around 15, 16, and he turns in mid-spiral, who's dancing by himself, sees you and goes, "Oh, welcome. Oh no, I know it feels fancy, but this is normal around here. Are you guys looking for a room?"
Yes.
We're looking for a person.
He sort of prances behind the counter after the first yes before you can say that you're looking for a person, and plants himself behind the counter and goes, "Well, I am lucky enough to be the person managing the intaking today, so if you would just tell me what you're looking for, and we have a guest book here."
Her
but
name
we have
is Violet.
Can I roll an insight check on this guy? He's weird.
Yeah.
You can roll an insight check, yes.
Okay, fab.
Anyone who would like to roll an insight check, I will go again down the list once I give everyone a second to roll if they choose. So those of you who are trying to read the person, Kaynite and Dolimir, you are both sort of I mean, it's weird for anyone to be that happy about working this late at night. I mean, this does seem like a nice place. Doesn't seem like bad conditions, but he's really happy to be here, and that doesn't seem correct entirely. Maybe in Fox, you're both a little bit more aware of the fact that he looks ridiculously exhausted. It's not blatant, but his posture is slightly shifted. his eyes have the hint of bags under them, and like while his voice and arm motions seem energetic, there is a sense of fatigue in him that you can kind of pick up on in the background. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, just grab him by the arm and be like, "This is
Blink
crazy."
twice if you're okay.
Oh, Nialas, you are kind of like scanning the room, and you sense an inordinate amount of magic, but for some reason that doesn't feel strange to you. You do feel sort of like there is a lot happening, and you're almost more interested than put off by it. Now, maybe you had an action?
No, I just was gonna say, "This is crazy."
Okay, who was gonna grab him by the arm?
I grabbed like the nearest companion by the arm.
Oh, okay.
Whoever like didn't really pick up on his weirdness.
To me.
You can pick out of the party. There's 2 Firbolgs. Oh, I got backlash. 2 Firbolgs, I lost it. I didn't write down your actual classes, or actual races, I'm sorry. So yeah, there's people.
Oh.
You can decide which character you want to grab.
Yeah, I'm bad with names, so I was trying to remember who like didn't really roll so great.
I got a 5.
Yeah, Malachite was the one who did the worst.
Malachite. Okay, so I grab Malachite and I literally do like the crazy gesture with my hand and I go, "This is crazy," and I point at him.
Like, I agree.
No, you don't actually. You think this all seems pretty normal.
I would like.
I will say that, like, being told that it's crazy, you do now have a slight suspicion. But before then, you were just sort of like, "This is fine."
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to him, strike a chord on my mandolin, and cast Charm Person.
Ooh, interesting. So yeah, he sort of like blinks a few times and looks up at you and just goes, "You seem nice."
Shoot, this was a bad idea because I can't really communicate.
And you have paper and stuff.
That's true.
And he has paper and stuff. He has a guest book in front of him.
I'm gonna scribble across his guest book, "Are you tired?"
And he kind of like looks at it and looks around the room and looks back at you and he goes, "I mean, I've been dancing, and yeah, it makes me a little tired. I feel like it's been a longer party than I thought it was going to be. But no, it's a party. You know, you kind of burn the candle at a party, don't you?"
Party with who? Because there's nobody else around, right?
Well, there's a couple other people who like are dancing, but as you say that, they kind of like stop dancing and kind of scamper down the hall to a couple of the rooms.
Ew.
Oh, the fuck. I'm gonna write, "Tell me how you really feel."
Ooh.
Not like that.
I didn't mean it like that.
I feel really
He just says
tired.
horny.
Like, I just feel like I started my shift early today, and then, the party happened, and I knew I was supposed to work it, so I kind of tried to make sure I had enough rest last night, but, I mean, I just feel like I've been at this for a few days in a row. It doesn't feel like too long, but, like, I'm hoping that tomorrow when I have my day off, I'm going to be able to, sleep in a little bit.
Whose party?
I mean, what do you mean?
Whose party is it?
It's just party? And you just say his eyes kind of glass over and get confused.
Oh.
Who's the host?
I mean, I should probably be dancing.
Why?
Because it's a party.
You should rest.
I would love to rest, but I still have to work until we check everyone in, and we only have one room left. If I can check you guys in, I can go rest.
You can check us in if you let us know who the host of this party is.
Host of the party? And his eyes glass over again.
Fuck.
Something's going on with this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Sherlock.
Nialas, roll me an Arcana check again.
Cool. All right. I was about to say, I want to go start like looking around on the outside of the building and I'm gonna put Mako down and just let Mako like go explore.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll with advantage on this Arcana check because you've already kind of done a read and you know there's a lot of magic here. So this is more just kind of tuning in on this exact weirdness that you're suddenly taking note of.
All right. I got a 22.
Oh yeah. So as you kind of like try to get a sense of things, you realize that the spell that's just been cast to make him agreeable, there's like 2 layers of it on him. So the charm that the Kenku used is on top of a separate charm that's already been there.
I walk back over, like get right up in front of the counter, and I just like stare at his face for a moment while I'm looking at while I'm thinking about the spell.
What are you talking about?
So I'm gonna look down at Maybe, and I'm gonna be like, "Can you get him to agree with you again?"
I nod. He'll be under the charm spell for an hour.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah.
No, like right now, make him say something to agree with you.
Oh, oh shit. Okay, like an opinion?
Well, okay. What's your base intelligence? It's
Fine.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Oh wait, no, wisdom. Sorry.
My base wisdom is 2.
So we're gonna say that your passive wisdom, you pass that question mark, but you're basically going to re-ask him about him being tired. Like you seem really tired, and he's gonna go, I am really tired. And it's sort of like you watch the layers of the charm swap places for half a second before the original layer takes hold again.
So as I see the original layer come back, you tell me if I can do this or not. I want to use counterspell and see if I can make that one break.
Ooh.
The counterspell and not dispel.
I don't have dispel.
I should have equipped dispel. I'm sorry.
I am not going to allow you to use the
that's
counterspell.
I didn't think so, but I wanted to see if we could get it at worst.
No, that's fair.
If we slap him really hard, will he get out of it?
I don't know.
That's not.
Good question.
That
I'm
works
a
to
pretty
dominate
punchy
person, not
if you'd like me
charm.
to
Okay, wait, hold on. Now, so maybe and Nialas have been in the forefront for a minute. I want everyone else to think for a second about what you would like to do, and I'm going to go down the order of initiative and ask each of you what you want to do, and we'll take one round of you guys basically like trying to unravel this moment.
Yeah, when I notice that when I figure out my spell doesn't work, I just back off. I'm like, nope, I can't.
I'm going to assume that he's under a charm spell.
Okay.
Can I just say that like Nialas was like, I can't break this, and then just backs off, so that way like it.
Yeah. So
gives a hint.
that kind of like leans further in and lets you know he's under a separate spell.
Okay, great.
I'm just gonna quietly pull out my hand axe, but like keep it underneath my cloak, kind of like behind my back. Like, I don't trust magic.
Fair.
Shit, I have dispel. I just realized.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. Nialas, anything else you want to do at this exact moment after backing off?
What race is this person?
Human, just a human. Human 15-year-old.
All
A
right.
child.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark, and I'm just going to say, in Sylvan, I'm just gonna be like, "Who has you here?"
He just sort of like puzzles at you for a second, and goes, I don't think I speak Dwarvish enough to know what you meant.
Cool. That's all I do.
Yep. Dolimir.
So I got confused. Are we gonna slap or punch this kid?
You are entirely allowed to.
Or is that something we were trying to do a couple minutes ago?
Nope, this is your turn. This is your call. Nobody, it got mentioned in meta. Nobody's mentioned it in game yet, but you're allowed to try it if you want.
Hey guys, what if I punch him?
Oh god.
I would strongly advise against that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I get my miner's pick ready, and that's it.
Okay. Maybe. Back to your held action.
So, see, what I'm worried about is if I slap him, it'll just knock him out of my spell and not out of the other one. So that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Right. That's fair. And that is actually pretty smart.
I'm gonna write on the paper, who's your boss?
I mean, the owner.
Who's the owner? What's the, I'm gonna write, what's owner's name?
The owner. And he just sort of like, his gaze just keeps getting more and more distant the more you drill into this type of question.
Why don't you sit down?
Oh, I'm still working. But if you would like to check in, I have the guest book right here. I just need you to sign into the guest book because we have one remote.
Can I minor illusion something real quick?
Oh yeah.
Can I just like grab the pen with the quill with one hand, like fake a signature, and then with my hand underneath the table, just minor illusion a signature on there?
You can. I will also tell you that you see that the other 4 rooms out of the 5 are all signed in on.
Yeah, but you said that there was one for us to sign in on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're basically just like dropping a signature into that.
I'm faking a signature, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Minor
Sorry,
illusion. Because I am not signing things.
That is fair. And he just sort of goes, great, wonderful, let me show you to your room. And he like starts immediately more energized and like back to like snapped focus where his eyes seem like locked back in on y'all. And he starts walking down towards the room and he just unlocks a door and opens it and goes, you guys are welcome to settle in. If you'd like to come out and continue dancing, you're entirely allowed to enjoy the festivities. And yeah, I will be at the in the lobby at any point if you need help with anything. And he kind of like starts sauntering back towards the front area.
Aren't you going to rest? I say before he leaves.
Say that again?
Aren't you going to rest?
I mean, if nobody's in the lobby, I'll probably take a quick nap behind the desk. But you know, I'll be there if you need me.
Late at night, and you're a child.
Oh yeah, no, I have a little like the chair's super comfy. I mean, I'm supposed to be on until morning, but I'll be behind the desk. So like, you just come up and you can wake me up or ring the bell. But now I can at least take a nap.
Gotcha. I want to use Dispel Magic.
You go ahead. Okay, so you cast it at base level, and it's strong enough to kill charm person, so that's fine. And we will say that you were smart enough to check and take out the older of the 2 spells that you sensed when you targeted. Yeah. So immediately, like, as you cast Dispel Magic, he sort of, like, looks around with a vague confusion, looks at y'all, looks back around, and starts screaming.
I'll run up to him and be like, whoa, why are you screaming?
He starts shoving you away. He's just...
I want to try to comfort him.
Whoa.
Someone cast like sleep on him.
He's flailing, kicking, shoving. He's not sane.
Oh, I have magic.
Yeah. Why does this sound like me?
I want to be like, dude, wait, why are you, you're fine, you're safe, like.
Roll me an insight check with advantage.
Okay.
Just you.
Okay. Did it? No? With advantage, so do I roll 2?
Yeah, roll 2d20 and pick the higher number and then add your bonus.
Nat 24.
Oh, hell yeah. So, between his screams, there are moments of laughter. Like, there is a split loss of sanity in his head at the moment that you are picking up based on his expression.
Oh shit.
Wait, say that again?
He's basically lost his mind. And the only thing that seemed to be holding his mind in place was the original charm spell that gave him a purpose and a sense of this being normal. But now that it's gone, he has completely reverted back to an awareness that this is all wrong, and he is freaking the fuck out and is not present as an intelligent being anymore.
Shit. What
Can I go
do
check
I
the guest
have?
list?
Yes, you can!
I feel like I, as a bard, should have something.
So, you guys think about what you're going to do. We're going to let Nialas go back to the book and take a quick look at the guest list. So, in room 1... Where the hell did I put the guest list? Okay, room 1 is marked as New Flower. Room 2 is marked as Jasper. Room 3 is marked as whatever you imagined down. Room 4 is marked as Snow Dove. And room 5 is marked as Father Wallace.
Do any of those names sound like the people we are looking for?
I'm done.
What were the names
Roll-
again?
I just put them in the thing.
Roll me an insight or perception check, your call. Or a history check, whatever is stronger for you out of those 3.
History, 19.
Okay, so you make a quick estimation as you look at the list. New Flower, you think might have something to do with somebody named Violet. It's possible. Jasper does not lock in at all. Snow Dove kind of misses its mark. And Father Wallace, you do remember the child mentioning something about a lost cleric who was seen by the inn that you guys were walking towards.
So we check out.
Okay, I turn the guest list over to the others and point at the names.
Okay. So we'll presume that you convey the basic gist of your estimations,
Yep.
and that now everyone is on board, amongst the screaming person.
I'm gonna try to settle the the screaming kid by playing an acoustic version of Blackbird by the Beatles. Maybe doesn't know the lyrics, but she knows the chords.
Okay,
So.
roll me a performance check.
That's a natural 20!
I'm gonna say that you lull the kid into a nice, like, middle slumber where he's not fully asleep. He's kind of like in that early phase of sleep where he's calm and he's starting to breathe normally and his eyes are drooped. But, like, if you ask him questions, you might get an answer, but you also might get one of those answers that comes from whatever dream he's starting.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll do that
does it make
in a
a difference if you add my +4 bonus for performance or no?
No, that's honestly the only way you were going to win that at all. Like, you might have gotten him technically calm, but still twitchy and weird. Like, you nailed it, so this is where you get.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah. But we'll come back to you in a minute, so think about what you would like to do with that.
I want to pick up the kid and put him in our bed, and then go follow them into the New Flower.
Okay. Maybe. Do you have any objection to that when it happens?
Wait, what just happened?
Malachite is trying to scoop the kid up now that it's calm and bring him to a bed then in room 3 where you guys were brought to.
I'm gonna shake my head wildly and jump right in the way.
Okay, Malachite, as an alternate move, would you like to, like, unroll your bedroll and, like, give him someplace cushy?
Yeah, like, okay, like, make him comfortable, like, make him stay out,
Right.
you know?
I got your intention. That's why I figured I'd give you the alternate option.
Yeah.
I
Nialas.
write on a little sheet of paper, don't trust these rooms.
Oh, don't go in?
I nod.
Oh.
I yell at the other ones, don't go in.
No, you don't know that they're doing it. Hold on. Calm down. Nialas.
I'm sending Mako up the staircase to follow where the other ones go.
Okay.
I am staying down with the other two and the crazy person, and I'm just drawing my rapier.
Cool. All right, in a minute, I will give you Mako's read on what is on the second level. Dolimir.
I'll go see this Daddy Wallace guy.
Oh my god.
Okay, cool.
Why can be like a creepy old man?
That was not his name.
No, that wasn't, but it was close. And it was funny. So, okay, so Mako goes up the staircase, and actually on the second floor here, there's a marble staircase, and there's one giant room that looks like it's some sort of combination of office and like a master bedroom. Except the fact that, like, it's a hotel, so there shouldn't be a master bedroom. Like, that's not really a logical thing. Maybe a penthouse concept, but, like, it doesn't fit with your understanding of motels, especially out in the woods. But it does seem to fit the location based on what you see around you. So there's a little bit of a middle mesh, but you're a little suspicious.
Okay. I was just having Mako follow the two other ones that were going up the stairs, so I'm just gonna keep following them.
Nobody went upstairs. They would have been going down a hallway. But we'll say that Mako ran up the stairs earlier when doing that peripheral check.
Oh, okay. If room 1 is on the bottom floor, I am still gonna send Mako upstairs then. Sorry, that was my bad. I didn't grasp the layout.
No, that's totally fair. I did not. We're working with theory of the mind, and I did not give one. So yes, Mako does a scan of that room, and then after you see that, it does come back, so you can send it after the other two, because you had sent Mako out much earlier.
Yep.
So Dolimir, you head all the way down to room 5, and as you walk up to the door, you hear what sounds like ridiculously familiar noises to you. The sound of dirt and rock smash and things being shuffled around. It sounds like somebody's mining around a corner, except it's a room and a really nice hotel.
I'm gonna go inspect that sound.
Are you opening the door, or are you just going closer to it?
I'm gonna go closer to it.
So the closer you get, the more familiar it sounds. It does sound and to be fair, as you walk by each room, when you walk by room 1, you just heard some muffled conversation. Room 2, you didn't hear anything. Room 3 is your room, so the door was just open, and you could see some beds inside and a mirror on the far wall. In room 4, you heard some slight singing, but in room 5, you hear someone muttering to themselves and digging and being like, "God damn it! How many spots do I have to check?" All right, fine. Shove, smash, dig.
I'm gonna nicely knock on the door.
Neat. So, as you do, someone says, I'm getting changed!
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm getting changed.
Ah.
So, we'll give you a moment to decide if you want to just open the door or if you want to try to negotiate him opening the door, but we'll circle back to, I believe it was Kaynite and Fox?
Yeah.
On room 1? Okay. So you two go up to room 1 after Dolimir heads further down the hall, and you hear a couple people, or you hear one muffled voice, kind of whispering, and I will let you roll a perception check to see how well you hear what's being said. Okay, you both hear pretty clearly. You can hear a female voice going, "No, you just need to calm down. I know that you're upset with me, but this is the only way I can get you calm enough to get this. I just have to keep you here until it wears off, and then we can get out of here. I don't know what's happening either. Stop looking at me like that. I know you're mad. You won't be later. I don't know what else to do." Dolimir, what would you like to do at your door?
I'm gonna barge on in. Wait, no.
Cool.
Nah, never mind.
So you open the door, and in the room, it looks like the room that you had assigned to you, where there was a few beds and a mirror on the far side, but there's an old man who looks way older than you would have expected based on assuming that he was the same guy who had gone missing before. But he's in the middle of the room in a pit about 6 feet down, and the whole room has been dug up into little pockets of 8 feet here, 6 feet there. It's just down digs all over the damn room. And as you burst in, he like scrambles up to the top, and like as he's peering over the edge of the pit he was digging down into, he just goes, I can explain.
You looking for something there, bud?
I am. So, I stayed here a long time ago, and last time I was here, I climbed way up here, and I hid some treasure, and I'm trying to find it. But the higher I climb, I just can't seem to figure out where it ended up. I'm certain it was this is the room it was in, but I keep climbing further, and I'm just not finding it.
Huh. You plan on fixing this after you find it?
I mean, to be honest, I was hoping I wouldn't be caught, but I was gonna, if I found the treasure, I was gonna leave enough money that it wouldn't be a problem. But I mean, I'll fill in all the holes once I'm done climbing up them.
That would be mighty kind of you, sir.
You gonna tell on me?
I mean, if you clean it, I don't see why it would.
Okay, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anything else suspicious going on in this hotel you're aware of?
I mean, there's singing coming from next door, but I really like the singing, so I wouldn't call it suspicious. And aside from that, the two people who checked into room 1, I'm pretty sure they used a fake name.
Huh. Is your first name Father?
No. Wallace is my last name. I'm a cleric. So my parish calls me Father Wallace, but my first name is Malcolm.
Nice to meet you. I am Dolimir. And do you know anything about the owners of this place at all?
The owners? And his eyes sort of get glassed over.
Ooh. Cool. So no answer?
Nope, he just kind of zonks out.
So no head?
I was just thinking that.
Kaynite and Fox. Room 1, you hear all that whispering, and now what do you want to do?
Knock.
Yeah, knock again.
So as soon as the knocking happens, you hear the same voice. Go, shh, no. Fuck. Oh, God. Hold on. No, don't you say a word. Don't you say a word. And then you hear some shuffling and some movement, and then from right on the other side of the door you hear, hello?
Hi, could you step out into the hallway for a second, please?
Could you go fuck yourself? Absolutely not.
Alright, I'm just gonna fucking open the door then.
It's locked.
Cunt.
Hi, we're with the hotel management service.
Bullshit! There is no management service. This whole place is a fucking scam, and I'm not buying any of it.
Then would you like to tell us what you know about it?
I know you're just another brainwashed zombie, and I'm not having any of this crap. It's gonna get my friend clean. We're getting the hell out of here, and you can go to hell.
We just fucking got here. We're trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with this place.
Are you
Great. You come in and do an investigation, and I will stab you in the throat before you can make any decisions. Hi.
Are you New Flower?
That's what it says in the book.
Violet?
Do you know Violet?
Do you know Violet?
Yeah, we're looking for her.
Gemma sent us.
Click, 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 latch, click. Door opens. Wait, what?
Mako darts right into the room.
Nice. Well done. If you didn't already have an inspiration point, that would have gotten you one. So Mako darts into the room, and in the room there are the same silver mirror on the far wall, a couple of beds in the room, and tied to a chair is a blue Genasi woman.
Oh, we love this.
I'm gonna nom on those ropes real quick while they talk to the person.
Cool. Roll me a dexterity check, and we'll come back to that in a moment. But to hold that number,
Okay.
so you two have a a wood elf woman standing in front of you, looking skeptically hopeful.
Gemma is wondering why, or like, you know, wants to make sure you're okay because you've been gone for a while.
We're not okay. None of us are okay. This whole place is wrong.
Do you want to explain?
Yeah, can you, like, elaborate on that?
How did you get here?
We
Walking.
followed a map that Gemma made for us.
And how long did it take you to get here?
Longer
I don't
than
know,
it
like-
should have. If you ask me.
And she looks at the other one. Fox.
Probably, like, 45 minutes.
Looks back at Dolimir. No, not Dolimir. Kaynite.
Yeah, we left around, like, you know, midday, and we just got in, like, at twilight.
Okay.
Oh,
One
I guess
of you
we did.
One of you described to me the building you were looking for.
An inn,
You know.
Made of. Populated by.
People? I don't know.
like, hunters and things, maybe? I think?
How many hunters do you see around here? Anyone holding weapons, trading stories of capturing beasts, doing any fishing, smelling like nature?
No, there's just dancing and singing.
Yeah. Didn't strike you as weird?
Of course it strikes us as weird. This
I
whole
poke-
place is fucked up.
I poke my head out from behind and I go, jungle love. I'm essentially trying to say jungle fever, but I can't actually say that.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna pat
Or
that
like-
one on the head.
This whole place is wrong. The whole place is wrong. None of us should be here. I don't know how to get out of here. If you can find an exit, I will pay you to get me out of here.
I literally point towards the door.
And then she goes, yeah, look where you're pointing.
I look.
There's no door.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
Okay, Mako. You cut Makani's bonds loose.
Oh no.
Makani shakes off some ropes. Everyone roll me a perception check. Or everyone who's in the doorway, roll me a perception check. So, Kaynite, maybe, and both notice that Makani suddenly stands up and kind of like waves at you and smiles, and then turns and starts walking towards the mirror and like looking and like fixing her hair and kind of like putting herself together. Doesn't seem very bothered about the fact that she was just held hostage and tied to a chair. Like, not upset, not concerned, just sort of like goes over and tries to put herself back together.
I'm gonna walk up to her and cast Charm Person.
Hold on one second. I'm actually gonna have you roll me an initiative check.
Oh fuck.
Just you.
20.
Is that
Total.
including your bonus?
Yes.
Okay. So you walk up, and as you like, you know, get your new shield out to like get your mandolin, and you start trying to play, you do fumble a little, and she just sort of like touches the mirror and like runs her finger in a weird pattern around it and goes, "I need some cold water." And then you strum, and she just kind of like locks in on it.
She walks into the mirror?
No. She turns towards you and like walks in on the tone, and she's just kind of like, "Oh, hi. You seem nice."
Oh, okay. Oh, whew, okay. I stick a hand out and I say, maybe. Like, hi, I'm maybe.
Yeah,
So
no, I
I'm
got
like saying,
it.
call me maybe again.
And she takes your hand and kind of goes, "Makani, hi."
Hi.
And at that point, Violet turns around and is like, "What the fuck?" Okay, so at this point, we're going to do a full initiative route again, just to make sure.
To get next to Violet and be like, "So you know nothing about this place, or why was she tied up?"
She was tied up because she's been fucking enchanted by the same bullshit that has everyone here hypnotized, and for some reason it didn't lock in on me, but she's gonna turn on us now.
What race is
and do the thingy, what are you doing now?
There is a main ballroom nearby, right? Where everyone was dancing?
Yeah, just down the hall, there's a little fountain with a chandelier above it and a hopefully sleeping crazy kid.
What do I get in, like, the ballroom area where everyone was dancing, or whatever area where everyone was dancing?
What do you mean, what do you get? Sorry.
Is there, like, a vibe? Do I notice anything that looks potentially magical, or putting off an energy, or anything like that from that room?
I mean, when you did your Arcana check earlier, you did get a sense that everything in this room has some sort of, like, magical basis to it.
Okay.
It didn't seem rare at the time, but at the moment, like, the longer you keep checking on it, you do start to be like... And with people shouting down the hallway about this place not being right, you're sort of like, I guess this is weird. Oh yeah, this was supposed to be a hunter's lodge. Like, you're slowly starting to, like, lock in on some of these things. Mm-hmm. So you have grown more suspicious about the fact that this is not fitting the description that you now remember you were supposed to be checking for.
I'm gonna... Do I see windows?
Yes. There are a number of windows.
What do I see out the window?
Okay, so if you, like, are just looking from the middle of the room, you just see sort of that sort of outside darkness that would be occurring. If you walk up to one of the windows, you will see a number of fireflies, some stars up in the sky, a lot of trees, the full moon, and I want you to roll me an no, crap. I don't know what to roll for this one. Roll me a insight check.
Cool. I suck at insight. 6.
Alright, so you kind of look at the full moon and go, I feel like that wasn't there yesterday, but that's the closest you get to it.
Okay. Alright, then I will not do what I was going to do because I didn't figure anything out like that. So, alright, I will just head upstairs while everyone's doing their shit downstairs and let other people do things. You can come back to me after everyone else goes.
Okay, so you're gonna go upstairs. Neat. Dolimir, what do you got? With your chat with him, are you going back to the group? Or are you gonna, like, explore his statements any further?
He just seems like another brainwashed fool who won't tell me anything. So I'll probably go join the others in Violet's room.
Do me a favor, before you wander off, roll me an intelligence check, just flat intelligence.
Okie dokie. Three.
Okay, so you just kind of dismiss him and walk back to the group. Got it.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
Is there anything you would like to do walking up to the group as they're yelling at each other about how this place is wrong?
No, I'll just walk up, I guess.
Cool. I want to do a quick spot check on Fox and Malachite again before I go back to maybe, just in case. But Fox, anything?
Not really. I'm just kind of like watching everything unfold. Like, what is happening?
Cool. Malachite?
I'm very on guard. I'm like, what do you mean by attack?
Cool. Maybe before I ask you what you do next, I want everyone who's in that room to roll me a perception check. Maybe you're the only one who has even a notice of this, but it kind of like... Actually, no, I'm going to say that you get a good lock on it. So as you're about to start talking to Makani after having the charm kick on, you, in the mirror behind her, see what for a second you think is her reflection from behind, and as your eyes drift over, you see a tall man with white hair looking at you with a little bit of a glare before he just sort of like fades out.
Ooh! I stumble back.
Spicy.
I go, oh, and I point at the mirror.
Aww.
Trying to sound like an alarm.
Mako rolled a 12. I don't know what that gets him.
It doesn't, unfortunately, but
Okay.
I appreciate that you remembered to tell me that.
Shit, I wish I knew a Michael Jackson song right now.
Thriller!
No. Man in the mirror.
Oh god. That's fucking perfect.
Spot on.
All right.
I technically can't say that though.
So yes, I want the rest of you now to roll me an insight check to see if you can figure out what maybe is freaked out about. Every single one of you knows that maybe is gesturing towards something being wrong with what you just saw in the mirror. You're just not sure what that was. So you all now are aware that there's an alarm and there's a direction of alarm, but that's the best you can get.
I take out, I have my little memo book, I scribble a stick figure that looks like a dude, and I hold it up and I point at the mirror.
Cool.
And I point at the stick figure and then I point at the mirror. And I just keep doing that back and forth.
Person mirror?
I draw a little dick on the stick figure.
We're gonna say that does convey the basic idea that you saw someone in the mirror who is a concern, and everyone sort of looks around, checks the room, doesn't see a person in the room, looks at the mirror, looks at you, and kind of like is a little concerned. Everyone who was already tense by the door now like watches the hall a little closer. But
I draw a frowny face on the stick figure.
Oh.
And a tiny penis.
There's a sad man.
And I so like an angry man, angry, like super like bushy, angry eyebrows, and I try to mimic his hair.
Why do you think he's naked? By the way,
sad naked.
No, I'm trying to convey that it's a man in there because they just said person originally.
Yes, that's fair.
Or that I'm trying to convey that the individual is male.
Yes.
Essentially.
No, I got it now.
Or male looking. Okay.
So, you do get that across. At least at a base level, angry man, in mirror. Everyone's kind of checking the room, assuming it was a reflection of somebody who passed behind people. So that's why they're more tense by the hallway. But otherwise, everyone's just sort of like, okay, well, might have been a trick. Maybe it was one of us. We can't tell.
Can I do like an Arcana check or something?
Not at the moment, because you're about to deal with someone who's charmed. You're in the middle of like that interaction still.
Oh yeah, she's charmed for an hour.
Well, but you're interacting with her actively, and this sort of interrupted that moment.
Okay.
Can I do an Arcana check?
You did not see the reflection. You are just going by a loose interpretation, and if you do an Arcana check, you're just going to see crazy magic. So just say that you got crazy magic vibe.
Okay.
Maybe. Go ahead.
I'm gonna turn to a new page, and I'm gonna write how long have you been here? And show it to Makani.
I mean, couldn't have been more than a half hour. Hey, sweetie, how long have we been here? And Violet is just like, it's been months. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Is this like the Lotus place?
What?
Is this Percy Jackson?
Sorry, are we in the Percy Jackson world? Because I want to be Annabeth.
I don't know enough about Percy Jackson, I'm sorry.
Lotus flower.
I'm whichever character dies.
Like from actual Greek mythology, the Lotus Eaters.
I don't have this one, I'm so sorry.
On their island, it's like, it feels like you're there for like 5 minutes, but you're actually there for years.
Oh, there is time dilation that's occurring. So on a meta level, there is time dilation that's occurring, but it is not consistent. Each person has their own bend, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. So like, Violet thinks they've only been there, or thinks they've been there for over a month. Makani thinks it's been about 15 minutes, but Makani's been there for 3 weeks, and Violet's been there for a week. So like, it's completely off.
Oh, okay.
Also, the description that was given about the cleric who went missing a year ago, he is way older than that description and thinks he's only been there for a little while. So, it's all over the place. But yes, there is time dilation, and I will say that you are starting to become aware of that fact on a player level.
Okay.
Just based on those two shouting at each other. Anyway, Nialas, you head upstairs.
Yep. And as I do, because nothing interesting seems to be happening in the bottom. Oh wait, no, we just heard about the person in the mirror. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is snap Mako to me.
Okay.
And then have him go towards the room, and then I'm gonna go back downstairs where everybody else is, since that seems to be the danger spot, and then I'm gonna let Mako explore upstairs for me.
I need Mako to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Cool.
Whoa.
Oh no.
He's actually not terrible at those. +3. Am I proficient? Yeah, we said yes. I get a +1. He rolled an 18.
So you send Mako into the room and you start walking down the stairs, and then you suddenly feel Mako die.
Oh. Huh. Well, that wasn't very cash money of you.
So the second that happens, I don't stop moving downstairs, but as I start going down, I say, we do have a problem, besides the multiple I'm sensing down here. My familiar was just killed, and I don't recommend anyone going into that room upstairs.
Oh shit.
So as you say that, behind you, you hear, you mean this little thing? And a tall, lanky man of like palish blue skin with white hair and very determined eyes gently saunters down the staircase holding your rabbit by its horn.
Is
Do I see this guy?
dead or
Oh, yeah.
alive?
You can all see this guy. Oh,
Okay,
your rabbit's dead.
I very enthusiastically point at my stupid little stick figure sketch.
Yeah. So he just sort of like wanders down the stairs, and as he hits the bottom, he just sort of drops the bunny and goes, "You are all making quite a ruckus in my house."
Is this your house or inn? Because those are two very different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're like being this shit.
You're all very rude creatures, aren't you?
This shit.
Have anyone taught any of you manners?
I haven't.
I gestured down to my dead rabbit.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah, the critter that you sent running into my room?
You
I
have no
apologize.
signs anywhere that say people are not allowed.
Pest! And then he points at you. Pest.
Ooh. I point at him. Pest.
Ooh. Ugly bitch.
And I cast Vicious Mockery. No, wait. That doesn't do anything. Never mind. Wait. That doesn't... Wait, what does that do again?
It's like damage.
Does it do damage? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I do Vicious Mockery.
Hold on, let me get a quick grab of his stats, because this shit's starting.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I can only imagine this guy is Ted Danson.
What?
Oh, I imagine him as Jareth.
We already have Jareth.
Ted Danson's actually not bad, actually. If you take Ted Danson and give him bright white hair and bigger eyebrows and, like, a really awkward, like, Jack the Pumpkin King suit.
Oh, we're going like this.
I like it.
What?
Check Telegram.
Okay.
So yeah, you cast Vicious Mockery.
Mm-hmm.
I need to check the full stats on this guy, because that is not enough information, it turns out. Oh, shit, I forgot about that part. Okay. I need to make 2 more notes, and we're going to slip into actual... Who was the first person to hit the move? Was that maybe? That was maybe.
That was maybe.
Violet. Alright, we have a full roster. This is going to be fun. Everybody start thinking about what you would like to do for your combat turn. We're going to start with maybe and circle all the way through. And Kaynite, you will end up going last as opposed to your normal going first.
Cool.
Maybe. I don't recall. Is there a DC saving throw against this?
A wisdom.
So he kind of clutches at the side of his head and looks slightly peeved at you. And then starts walking towards the group.
Ew.
Who's the tallest one? I'm gonna cower behind them.
I'm the big boy. Come, I'll protect you. I'm defensive right now.
Okay, I cower behind big boy.
Fox, what are you up to?
I'm just gonna be like, whoa, dude, like, what? And I'll like, just like, I've got my dagger in my hand, and I'm like ready.
All right, Malachite.
I'm gonna like puff out my chest, pull out the big battle axe, and yell, and just like kind of like growl, like step off, like just like knock, don't.
Nialas.
Who is our?
Who's our what?
For now, can I hold?
It does seem like you're all holding action at the moment, so what'll happen is I will eventually, for everyone who's holding action, I will have him have his moment where he's preparing to do something, and you'll have a chance to respond to what he's starting to do.
All right.
But we will move on to Dolimir if that's the case.
I'm going to circle to also be in the front line.
Okay.
Just to be in the front line with the others with my rapier John, and I'm just gonna like slowly start humming my blade song, like very quietly, and just like doing a very small circle dance, basically water dancing, and just getting ready.
Got it. Dolimir.
I put my long, beautiful ginger hair into a bun, and I ready my miner's pick.
Okay, so what I need to know from the main doorway, we have for sure Nialas is in the front line. So presuming that that the hallway is wide enough for two people comfortably, Nialas is in front. Who's next to Nialas?
I'm pretty defensive right now. I'll be next to him.
I was gonna say, if there's more than one like hardcore frontline person, I will take a step backwards. But if there's not at least two people to block the way, I will go into the front lines.
Well, Dolimir came from room 5 originally, so they might just be behind y'all, but they are hardcore combat, so like maybe. But Dolimir, where are you positioning yourself in this volley?
I want to go join them in room 1.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm with those losers.
Right.
I'll be right behind the front people. Right behind.
There we go. Okay. So, Kaynite, where are you placed in the lineup?
I'm on the front lines.
Nope. That we're gonna put you in the second row.
Cool beans.
That puts Fox and Maybe on the back. Now, here's the question. Fox and Maybe, are you inside the doorway or are you inside the hallway?
Hallway.
Yeah, I'm behind Fox, so hallway.
Okay, which one of you then is by the doorway in the hallway? Like, which one of you is on the doorway side, which one of you is on the wall side?
I'll be on doorway side.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you. So, the tall, lanky, pale person starts walking towards the front two of you and just sort of like makes a flick of his finger and a big whip of water shoots out and smacks Nialas in the face.
Ooh.
Like literal water whip?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it pulls you towards him, and you also take 5 damage from the strike. And I will give y'all a moment. Anyone who had a ready to action who would like to engage him now, he is within 30 feet. You can do it in one move. But otherwise, if nobody has an action, I will move on to the next person.
I'm swinging.
Is the water still around me?
I will say yes. At this exact second, we can treat this as a reaction since you had a ready to action.
All right. Could I just use shape water to like weave myself out of it?
Ooh.
Just to step back and get it in front of me?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
We're just going to call that an automatic success because he would not have been prepared for that at all.
You said 5 damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark that down.
And then Malachite, you are going in for an attack while he's preoccupied on your right.
Yep, I'm just gonna do like an over the head. What's it called, overhand swing? I don't know.
Roll me both your... Actually, okay, so
Plus,
we're going to let you do your attack as your ready action. Because everyone else is behind you, I'm going to let those ready actions die because they'd have to cut through one of you two to pull this off. So we're going to say that they hold unless they're doing ranged attacks. Anyone doing ranged or magic?
I'm all magic, so...
I'm gonna do magic.
Okay, well, Leah, tell me what Malachite does, and if one of you magicians wants to add your thing to the turn list, then we will do that right after. But tell me your action.
I'm gonna like kind of try to rush him, like run forward at him, and then just swing over the head and towards him.
Okay, cool. Melee attack. Who is doing a magical anything?
Kaynite.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Hideous Laughter.
Okay. Anyone else?
I would like to do Booming Blade when it comes back to my turn, but until then, nothing.
Okay.
I'll use Minor Illusion to make it look like there's scorpions all around him.
Interesting. Was that Dolimir or Fox? That was Fox. And what is the DC check on that?
It's 15.
Okay. And maybe?
I would like to cast True Strike.
Okay.
So that gives me, grants me brief insight into the target's defenses. On my next turn, I gain advantage on my first attack roll against the target, provided that the spell hasn't ended.
Gotcha. And Dolimir, are you up to anything at your location?
Not yet.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I would like all of you who are doing an attack anyone who needs to roll for your attack, I want you to roll for it as well as the damage.
Okay.
And I will roll my defense check on what I need to. Okay. So, he starts walking towards you. He has just hit the water whip, and you have kind of pushed the water back, which he gives you a slight tilt of his head as that happens. At that moment, you all kind of respond. Kaynite yells something from the background, and you see the figure start to snicker slightly. But at that exact same time, Makani punches Kaynite in the side of the head.
What a cunt!
Oh fuck! I took my eyes off of her. Time person I think has concentration. Shit.
Kaynite deals you 4 damage.
No way. It's just.
True Strike. You do get the sense that there is a lot of magic in this person.
Mm-hmm.
Not much in terms of weakness. You're not seeing anything blatantly aside from fire damage or heat to throw this person way off.
Fire damage and heat. Okay, got it.
Fox, you summon the illusions, and the scorpions should be appearing in front of the figure, and as he kind of like looks around at them and looks back at you and just sort of smirks and shakes his head in disapproving, Malachite, you charge in and swing full force, and you catch him right in the shoulder as he's kind of like smiling awkwardly at Fox, and like you just hear a crunch from his collarbone.
Ooh, yummy.
And at the same time, Nialas slips around you and jams a blade into his other shoulder.
Yes.
And an energy of sonic force kind of wraps around him from the source of the wound, and you can see him sort of cringe and like fold in slightly on himself, and just anger seeps into his face.
Oh.
As you guys are standing that close to him, you both suddenly feel a severely deep chill, and each of you takes 5 damage from that. Just the 2 of you doing melee, not all of you.
That's fine. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
At that same moment, Violet kind of like shoves Makani back into the room and then slams the door and tries to keep her from getting back to y'all.
That's good.
Thank God.
Now, everyone think of what you would like to do next. I will give you all about 6... Okay. So, Kaynite runs up, and, like, just as Malachite and Nialas are circling around back, like, shoves right between and just slams a hand into his chest. As that happens, this glow of necrotic energy kicks on, and you can see the man sort of, like, not respond, like, he cringes facially as if there's pain, but for the most part, his physical response is confusion. Then maybe comes from the other side and then just sort of like steps into a line of sight, and a sacred flame bursts from the upper torso just above where the handprint is, and now he just starts flailing like crazy. As he does, he shouts something, and this burst of chill fills the room, and the flame kind of dies down, but the rest of you all take this kind of wave of cold that hits you, and each of you takes 4 damage from that.
Wait, so is he taking damage from the Sacred Flame or no?
Oh yeah, he's unhappy about that entirely.
Okay, wait. It's, ooh, it's 11 damage.
Oh, I didn't ask you about that. I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was going to add that up in a second. So in the future, whenever it's your turn, whatever action you're deciding, just always roll whatever you need to and the damage already, just so I already have it when I'm doing this part.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No worries. We're still getting used to it. So then Fox at this moment is like is kind of like vocalizing a melody, trying to draw the creature's attention, but then these vines start trying to wrap around his ankles, and he's kind of dancing away from those, and these sword swings are coming in, and like at this point he's just taking a lot of brunt, and you can see the anger on his face, and he just sort of like slams his fists into the ground, and as everything around him sort of bubbles in this ball of frost, you all get stuck for just a second. And as he's, like, partially bleeding out, he sort of limps over to the nearest mirror and puts his hand on it and just sort of, like, fades out into it.
Was what he was doing with the frost a spell or something else?
The frost was a natural elemental effect.
Okay. I was going to say I would counterspell that, but I can't.
Oh, yeah, if I was giving him a spell, I would definitely just have him start casting a spell.
Okay.
But this was definitely more of an innate trait. But yeah, he wanders over to the mirror, puts his palm on it, and then mutters under his breath that you guys all suck and that you're ridiculously rude as he's fading out. And he just sort of vanishes from the area. And as he does, the warm energy of the room starts to seep back in. And as you guys look around, you're in the middle of like there's like a bunch of fishermen singing a shanty song. There's a nice crackling fire going. There's a few people who are just kind of confused of what you're doing there. Some of you are holding weapons. Some of you are, like, in attack positions. And they're all just sort of, like, gawking at you as if something's gone weird. And while you try to figure out what's going on, 2 of you, Fox and Dolimir, you realize you're really hungry. Maybe, and Kaynite, you could really go for a drink right now, and Nialas and Malachite, man, are you tired? But like, I mean, this place seems really nice, and it's really nice that you got here in one piece, and it does feel like you just missed some sort of main event, like something interesting was happening a second ago, but it must just be the song, like that. The song's really good, but like, it doesn't feel like that's what was just happening.
I don't trust this.
Do I see Mako anywhere?
No.
So,
How does that work? How
I
does Mako's existence work?
It's a fey creature that using Find Familiar, I basically summon into existence.
Okay, so no. At the moment, it is not.
Okay, so if I don't... so are you saying we all don't remember the fight and stuff that we just did?
you all have a sense of something having just happened, and you all have an image of that person in your head, but you do not feel like you just got out of a fight. You do not feel specifically threatened right this second. All you know is, like, this is exactly the place you were looking for.
Could I argue that since my pet / familiar was killed, and I currently don't have mono, that I could make any sort of roll to try to remember what happened?
I will absolutely let any of you who want to make an insight check. Nialas, you definitely have advantage on it.
Okay. Well, insight is up, but we'll see what happens.
And I will...
21.
Okay. So, Dolimir and Nialas, Nialas, you sort of turn, and you're like, where the fuck did my rabbit go? And Dolimir's like, oh, the little bunny, I thought, didn't we lose that back in the circle earlier? I feel like, I remember seeing it at the circle, and I know it got stabbed with that needle. I don't know what happened to it afterwards. And you're like, oh, I don't know if I've seen it since then. I feel like I had, but maybe I'm really tired. The rest of you had to have this idea of, like, or actually, maybe Fox and Malachite, you're all sort of like, this is definitely the place we were looking for. I don't know why we're standing around like idiots. Like, yeah, this is a nice song, and yeah, there's food and drink and stuff, but we should be finding Violet and Makani. This is bullshit. Like, we're just kind of standing here with our hands in our pockets, and it's dumb. And Kaynite's like, no, we found them. They're in that room. I'm pretty sure. The door's weirder. I don't know. I thought we had just gone in there. And then at that moment, Violet and Makani come popping out, and they're both a little confused and looking around also. And Violet's like, hey, didn't I meet? You guys look vaguely familiar. Have we talked recently?
No, we've never met you.
Yeah, we have.
Weird. And from far down the hallway, this ridiculously old man, like way older than you saw him a few minutes ago. You see him and he looks vaguely familiar, but you can't remember why you know what he looks like, Dolimir. But you're like, that's Father Wallace. That can't be Father Wallace. That must be Father Wallace's dad. They look a lot alike, though. And as you say that, somebody else is like, who the fuck's Father Wallace? And you're like, I have no idea.
Daddy Wallace. The fuck?
Yeah.
Father Wallace's father.
Grandfather Wallace. But after a little while, you, like, remember what the mission was. You remember that you're looking for Violet, and then after a little bit of discussion amongst yourself, Violet goes, oh no, I'm Violet. No, yeah. And this is Makani. You found us. You totally found us.
Yeah, you guys been missing for a long time. We should go get you guys home.
A long time. Makani kind of looks at you confused and is like, I've been here for, like, not even an hour.
People say you've been gone for weeks.
Weeks!
Yeah, you guys have been, like, gone.
Wait, are we indoors?
Yes.
Indoors!
Damn.
Do we see a door?
Oh yeah, you can see doors, windows. Like, the door's wide open. It is midday.
The outside door?
Yep.
Can we, like, book it?
Yeah.
Makani, what day is it?
Did I announce what day it was earlier?
No.
No.
What day is
Okay.
it?
So whatever
in the
day
future.
whatever day it actually is what day she says.
Okay.
Alright, we need to get the hell out of here, all of us.
Yeah.
And at that, the innkeeper sort of like, this older woman is sitting there and she's like, oh, my place is too good for you weird city folk, is that it? And Violet's like, please don't take offense. These people seem nice. I guess they came to come get us. I don't know why people thought we were missing. But, I mean, we're just gonna go. But please don't take it personally. I'll be back later. Cause, you know, I have stories to tell, I'm sure. But yeah, you guys all step outside. Middle of the day. Nothing very strange about any of it.
Can someone hold this and I just hold out a brass brazier?
Uh,
Just hold this for about an hour and 10 minutes.
An hour?
Yes.
Okay.
In 10 minutes?
All right,
got it.
I start casting Find Familiar, which takes us an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
Help you find your dog.
Does anyone not wait for this to happen?
I just want to get, like, I want to stand back from the place because it feels weird.
Oh no, I mean if we're walking, I'm doing this if we're like walking back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Got
like
it.
as we're traveling, if someone's holding it, I can just like do the casting while we walk.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right. Before we continue, does anyone need to get off right now, or do we have 15 minutes?
I could spare 15.
I think I
Okay.
have to go.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Alright.
I-
Good night,
Just
y'all.
because. So who's exiting?
Kayanite.
Kaynite. Okay. So we'll say that Kaynite. We'll say Kaynite, Violet, and Makani head back towards the forest road that Violet's more comfortable with, but you're basically like escorting back just to make sure she gets to the hut in one piece. The rest of you are going to follow the riverway. So we'll split the party that way, and that's why you guys aren't with them.
Sick. Alright, good night, y'all.
Night.
Night.
But the rest of y'all are walking along, and as you head up, you see an old woman standing by a small shrine that's like made up of a couple of stacks of rocks, and there's some like little glass figures and like pieces of sea glass and like weird stuff just kind of scattered on top of it, and some flowers. But there's just like, it's like 10 feet from the river, but there's a small little pool of water, like a little bubbling spring that's going on right there. And it is fairly easy to estimate that this is the Naiad shrine that has been set up along the river.
Hey guys, I think this is the Naiad shrine.
Thank you.
Is there
you know
anything
what? I think you're right.
specific set up around it?
No, just aside from like, there's like some rocks that clearly have like cloths draped over them that people have been sitting on while like hanging out near it. But there's just an old woman who's like placing some sea glass in the pool and mumbling some prayers, and then she starts to walk off as you guys walk up.
I'm gonna like look at them and be like, what deity is this? Water spirit, I'm guessing?
Can I do a religion check?
Yeah, actually, we'll just say that you guys know what this is, because it's not like it's a weird, deep lore thing. Naiads are just, they're like water nymphs, and they're not specifically deities or anything like that, but they are spirits that you can kind of petition for a little bit of a blessing.
Oh, so like, if you wanted to warlock with one, you could.
Probably not warlock level, but...
Someone go warlock already?
No, I won't delve that up again.
Crap, did I lose signal?
No.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, good.
You're good.
Cool. Sorry, I got really quiet silence on my end. I usually hear a little bit of static. So yeah, if anyone would like to take a closer look at the shrine, you're allowed to, but otherwise, it's just a little bubbling spring with some a little stack of rocks and some sea glass and a couple little figurines and flowers.
Yeah, I can investigate or arcana it. They're both the same thing, so just tell me what you want.
Okay, that's fine. You can just roll for it. It's cool.
That's a nat 20.
Oh yeah. So you take a close look at it. You get the sense of there actually being some sort of power attached to this. Like, this isn't just a little shrine that has grown out of sentiment. There is actually some sort of magic here. You don't sense the presence of a being at the moment, but you do get the sense that one has come and gone frequently.
Okay.
And there's even like a little bit of an aura around each of the little objects and tributes. And as you are taking a close look at all this, you see that inside the water, aside from other shards of sea glass and like little like flower chunks and like little bits of offerings, there are some coins and a small glass vial with a green liquid in it.
I leave a piece of silver to be respectful.
I'll leave a couple silver pieces, yeah.
Anyone else interacting at all?
Could I like look around for flowers to offer to it?
There are flowers growing like on the edge of the woodlands. That's maybe about 15 feet away.
I'll snatch them.
Okay.
Nialas is gonna like kneel, like not like in prayer, but just kneel in front of the little pond, pool, puddle, water spring thing, body of water. And he's gonna take out one of the flasks he just got, but also he's going to like open up his pack, and there's just gonna be a bunch of different like vials and wine like skins of different. It looks like just water. And he
Gotcha.
like pulls out like a really old one that looks like it's made of like a seal of some sort. And he opens it up and pours a couple drops in, and says like a little prayer of like passing some water from his home to here, since all bodies of water are a little different.
Oh, interesting.
And then using the empty glass flask, he's going to dip it in, and he's going to cork it and write on it, and he's going to mark the area and keep that as like a little piece of water from this area.
Well, hell, hold on a second. I need to think more about this for a second.
It doesn't have to do anything. He's just very water-centric.
No, totally, and I get that. So it's interesting though, because you were trying to attune the idea of the magic of the spot, and as you're drawing, like as you add water, you feel this weird pulse, and as you pull water out, you feel almost this slight resistance. But then there's sort of like an understanding from the water of what's happening, and you almost get this sort of like agreement that occurs. Like, you get the spiritual version of a handshake.
Cool. I'm okay with that. So Nialas is just like, yes. Just like this happens a lot, apparently, whenever he does this. Because like he has like, that's why he grabbed all the water skins. He has like 10 different like vials of water from different places. So he just
That's fantastic.
collects it.
I really like that.
That's cool.
He's a weirdo.
It makes sense. It's good. Those of you... Okay, so what kind of coins did you leave? I'm sorry, I just want to double check this.
Couple silver.
And who was the other one?
I left like a piece of silver.
Okay, but it was all silver. Got it. Cool. I will... That's not going to take effect this time because we are now done. Or just about. But I will make a note for next time, and I will impart an effect later.
Okay. Oh, I put Mako on top of Maybe's head.
Aw.
I chirp excitedly.
Aw.
And just like pat Mako on the sides.
Sorry, Dolimir, are you still with us?
Yeah.
What have you been doing? I don't think I felt like I've heard you talk in a while, but I could have just thought you were somebody else.
Nah, I've just been J chillin'.
Okay, cool.
Did you say Jay chillin'?
I
Yes.
sure did, my dude.
Oh, sweet. That's really cash money of you.
Sorry, I'm gay chillin'.
That's a different thing. Well, you probably pass. What a change. And silver. Okay. Neat. So then, yeah, the rest of you head back up, and eventually coming up the river and then getting back to Low Town and heading over to check in with Gemma. You find Violet and Makani, and they're both there already, reporting back that Kaynite had escorted them to the hunter shop, and she already reunited with her dad. Now she was just checking with Gemma, and you guys get your platinum reward. Malachite, they hand you an extra one for Kaynite, as Kaynite did not make it all the way to Gemma's place.
Mm.
So you will have to pass that on later. But then you guys circle back to, unless any of you have questions or things you want to talk about with Gemma and them right now.
Oh, what was our reward? And
One
You each got
platinum.
platinum.
cool. I'll mark that down.
And Gemma has basically been like, and if you guys need any favors, like kick me.
All right.
Need any what?
Favors. She owes you guys one.
Oh.
Cute.
But then you head back to Lunan's, and Lunan just sort of is really psyched and happy and makes you guys a nice happy meal of whatever your favorite things are.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Maxie is totally like Maxie spends like a good 15 minutes trying to convince Nialas of the deliciousness of chicken nuggets.
Who is Maxie?
My baby boy.
Maxie is a
Actual
He is the
Jesus.
chef.
He's the sweetest.
He does every job ever.
Maxie's the chef at Lunan's place. He's the one who is feeding everyone stuff at the beginning, the little kids. And he is just like, you guys get back, and he's been tasked with feeding y'all a big banquet. And he's like, do you want chicken nuggets? Seagull? Because
Heck yeah.
I don't know, like you've lived in the water, I've lived in the water. Chicken nuggets are delicious. I don't know if you've tried them. You should try them. I have a
Chicken
great
nuggets?
recipe. I got it from the town next door. It's great.
They are delicious.
Do you have boiled seaweed? No.
I was totally gonna have him like just sink his shoulders in front of me, like, yes, I have boiled seaweed.
Nialas is not picky. He's like, cool, sustenance. If it tastes good, great.
Neat. Maxie's just psyched to give another fish boy some chicken nugs. But yes, you're all home safe. Everything has gone well. We've only gone 20 minutes overtime, which is not bad for a first run on this new system.
Yeah.
I wanna go back to that place and kill the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, this is not over. I will let y'all do some like lore and history checks in the interim if you would like. So just if any of you have a thought